Everybody at YouTube's like, what's going on? There it is. 4 viewers waiting.
There we go.
Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Alrighty. Here we are. Sorry to keep you waiting. YouTube had a little bit of a hiccup, but welcome to the show, Nuba. You probably said something over on Rockfin. Let's see. Not yet. Man. Well, I'm glad that I caught it. All of you watching, let's go ahead and get this link posted up. And I'm going to need, of course, I'm going to need that link one more time. So let's, hilarious, dude. I'm going to have to pull back up Discord.
Well, no, you can get it right from Zoom. You can
Oh,
just go to invite and copy it from there, right?
oh, am I dumb? Okay. Zoom, let's
You can write,
go.
yeah,
Where
anything
at?
that's invite participants and then invite.
Oh, did you know? I don't need to know that. Get out of here. Participants.
All right, and then on the
Copy
lower
invite
left,
link.
there
Perfect.
you go.
Got it.
Nailed it.
All right. Little computer illiterate. Shane, I like your optimism.
Honestly, dude, one of the first jobs I had was tech support for like password resets all day. So I have an insane amount of patience for shit like this.
Heck yeah. We're dropping the link, folks, in the YouTube. Go ahead and if you want to join the show, click it up. I'm going to go ahead and jump back over to the Zoom so that you guys can check it out while we do our screen record. Let's go ahead and flash everybody our back panel. Once again, sick. All right, guys, YouTube, since you're fresh on the take, let's go ahead and get right into it. Joining us today is whoever the heck wants to. Click on the link. Let's find out. Hopefully, we have some Globers join for some good dynamic fun. We have the right-hand man, Shane St. Pierre himself, ready to dish out some True Earth knowledge, some True Earth wins with your boy, Trouble and Tribune. Shane, how are you doing today, my friend?
Fantastic, man. I'm looking forward to dicing up some. I mean, Real Hip's kind of like an empty challenge, but he's not
Oh,
as vicious. You know, I need to get some cocky, arrogant YouTube Globers who think flat Earth is dumb and just want to tell us how stupid we are. That's the kind of person I want to talk to.
right. Dude, that would be the dream come true. So let's go ahead and also get this. Man, I should have put it in my Telegram too, so I could start inviting people from there. Folks, grab that link, spread it around. If you have a Globy that you want to make sure comes into the flat Earth truth, then I can't imagine a better time. Witsit's a little busy right now, but you got us right, and that's good enough. So,
Some all stars, man.
Hmm.
Honestly, like if I could pick some flat earthers besides to go up to battle with me, you and Witsit and some of the people we hang out with on the reg would be right up there as the best options.
Oh, 100%. I flattered. Appreciate that for
Right.
sure.
I was like, I need a good competent debater. You know what? Troubling Tribune. Hit him right up. Of course he'll be he'll be willing, right? Like a pinch hitter, dude. It's fantastic.
Heck yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to invite these people in the Discord. Let's get them in here. It's like maybe they thought 10 o'clock their time, but it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard. So, what are you gonna do? All right, let's copy that and get it over here. This will be interesting if I just post this, and maybe I should just post it in modern day debate. What do you guys think?
Dude, that would be a good idea. I mean, a little bit of pretext. So, hey, doing a flat Earth debate with dumb flat earthers. Why don't you come show us how easy it is? You know, like
Oh,
preface it nice.
oh, dude. Okay, okay. Here's what we'll do. Let's do that. That sounds hilariously fun. Um, let's go. Flat Earth. True Earth debate open panel. Globers welcome. All right. And then let's post this. This is hilarious. Are we able to boot them if they get abusive?
Oh yeah, yeah. You can do anything you want. You're the host, man. Right? Right click. Let's see. How do I do that? Practice real quick so you can do it in case they get your stream taken down or troll hard. Right click something.
I wonder if I'm gonna get in
Boot.
trouble for posting a link in the modern day debate Discord. Whatever, dude.
Probably. They're
Nah,
super
they're fine.
snowflakey over there though. So I'm kind of
Dude,
like I don't even really care.
they only attacked me because I was using a tactic. I said that I was ignorant of the topic completely, and so can you school me like I'm a 4-year-old? and they wouldn't give me the basic explanation. Even still, this is after like 10 times of asking for it with something to do with optics. And they got onto me for that, but they wouldn't get onto them for completely evading my question at every possible turn. I'm like, you
Yeah,
know exactly what I'm asking, and you just keep like, you just lied too, like just
there's
completely
sort of
lied.
like they're inherent anti-flat earthers. What awful qualities to like portray like without any stimulus, right? You just naturally are that douchebaggery. I don't know. Their terms is really crazy, dude.
That's what they
People who
said. They
like
said,
proclaim hate speech.
dude, they said that I came in hot, and I was like, what? Dude, I'm the most easygoing. I'm like one of the most easygoing and to the point true earthers that I know.
You mistake my confidence for arrogance. Is that what happened
I
there?
just said, "Who wants to take a shot at this paper?" That's all I did. That's all I did. I wanted to get. For those of you who don't know, I'll go ahead and give you guys the story. This was pretty funny. I was in modern day debate Discord, and I was doing a little flat Earth debating, sharpening the tool shed, the tools, as they say, from the shed. And in any case, the point of optics came up. I found this paper after a conversation on my flat Earth debate, the true Earth debate the other night, where Witsit joined. The topic came up of how we may see in hyperbolic space instead of plain Euclidean geometry. He's going to be dropping more on that soon, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But yeah, I dropped a paper, asked for some opinions, and they called me stupid because this was about apparently only for the unaided eye, which has nothing to do with these things when we use tools and whatnot. So I was like, okay, well, if we're seeing an object be warped in space to a certain point and we're like doing a calculation based off that point, then wouldn't our calculation be wrong or need verification at the very least? And to which they just replied no because tools. I asked for clarification. I asked for clarification, of course,
Hmm.
and there's like, well, camera, you know what's the difference? Is how I asked it. You know, what's the difference between the unaided eye and the tool or a camera or whatever the heck? One of the answers, the only answer I got that was like kind of something I could tack onto was that the cameras always use rectilinear lenses and human eyes are curvilinear. And I'm like, wait, what does that even mean? And yeah, they wouldn't tell me. He said I had to look it up on my own. So I did. And come to find out, the guy was just purely lying. All cameras do not see with rectilinear lenses. It's just false. It's a false claim. And our eyes actually, the reason why rectilinear lenses are used is because it makes things look more natural, which means that it looks more like we would see it normally. Go figure, right? So, what was the difference between the way a camera sees and the way our eye sees again? Ridiculous.
Yeah, all those papers I think are about perspective, and I think you said it before. They like they're not talking about what do they differentiate perspective versus
Reality versus perception, or perception
perception
versus
versus perspective. That's what it was.
perspective, which is
Like
retarded in its
that's a
face.
subtle way. They're like, listen, I'm on my heels here. I don't really know how to argue this, but here's something I'm going to cling to for all it's worth because that's all I can do at this point, right?
By the way, I said retarded for the YouTube folks who might be snowflakes, maybe listening, be waiting to hit the click ban hammer like they did on my TikTok. Just know that I meant that as in the actual literal definition. You can go into the definitions of retarded and see that I'm referring to it in the sense of like it just doesn't work. It's incompatible and it's slow going, so resistant, if you will, logically.
I got this background up now. We're going to challenge the globe goblins to come in and play. No, I'm just that's mostly anti-flat earthers, right?
Well, I dropped it in the flat Earth in the modern day Discord, and we don't have any Globers just yet. I'm baffled. Right? Nobody wants to jump in and have a chat. It's pretty lame, if you
They
ask me.
they much would prefer to ridicule from afar, from the safety in numbers, from the middle of the herd with no understanding of what's going on. But that's just my opinion.
Let's go ahead and let me do a shout out. You guys who are in the YouTube, we do appreciate you tuning in. All 13 of you, absolutely awesome legends in your own right, for sure. We have the one, the only King Shin. Much love and respect to all Mellow Dome legend in the chat. What is up, my friend? Shifty Eyes Shady, Jess Palmer. What is up, my friend? Austin Murphy, Nominal, Setneg. What is up, my friend? You guys are all legends. All right, so Let's check the Rockfin. We'll shout you guys out as well. Can't leave you hanging. Those are some of the coolest kids on the face of the flat Earth, in my humble opinion. They support not only myself but tons of other content creators like some big heavy hitters: Jaronism, Austin Whitsitt, Melodome, Karen B, Brian Stavely, Shane St. Pierre. Oh man, my camera's mirrored. It's this way. Man,
Nice.
legends, every one of them, and you support all of them by getting a premium membership. It's only $15.99 a month, one lunch. You guys can't afford not to do that. Keep the fight going. Huge shout out to Shane, my good friend watching over there, and all 6 others who are up in the Rockfin. We appreciate you more than we can express. So the other way you can support the
Nice.
show is to go over to turblingtribune.com/merch. You can get one of the many dope designs, the True Earth Debate designs, the Tribune Show designs. We have canvases as well, sweaters, hats, beanies, mugs. I'm actually got a mug that's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be absolutely awesome. So you guys get to see that. And I'll never have another mug again. Much love, Nuba. And now everybody's jumping in. Cave in. What is up? Mischief Brew. Nice. We also have our membership going. You can find that over in the troublingtribune.com, over in the donation section, merch section. Is really awesome. We're going to be providing some membership perks there very soon, but the best way to support the show and to know that you don't have to worry about where it's coming from or did I remember to send in that tip, you can just go ahead and make sure that your monthly contribution is going in and that you are fighting the good fight by providing to the tip of the spear. All right, folks, we do have RNG as well. Welcome. Got a link in there. If you guys can't find it, let me know. Or if it's not working, let me know. Because we need to get some people in here to have a debate, or this isn't going to be very fun. Ruhif should be here anytime. I hope he got the memo and doesn't think that it is just for 11 o'clock. That'd be super lame.
So that
Super
was all
lame.
we had was Ruhif, huh? Man, we need some better
Yeah,
Globers.
I know. They don't ever want to show up, though. Maybe I can get them on the TikTok real quick.
I was just gonna say, dude, didn't you go on TikTok and like put out an open invitation and people like queued up and you like rotated people out real quick because Witsa came in?
So it's different with the so I'm banned right now. I can't go live to let everybody
Oh,
know
right.
of that. Otherwise, I would totally do that. But here's what we can do. Let's switch profiles. I'm on my backup trying to build that thing so that we can always keep those debates going. But let's
Right.
go ahead and I
But I
have
don't know, man. Didn't Caleb get deleted like 4 or 5 times? He fights every time, but hasn't he lost like 2 or 3 big channels
he
already? So it's
loses
like seems
everyone.
like a losing battle there. But I don't know. Maybe it needs to be fought
Yeah, but
anywhere.
people think that TikTok's out there fighting for free speech. You just don't understand the power dynamic of what's
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
it's definitely not.
Oh my goodness. All
Definitely
right.
not.
So, here we go. Let me invite. I wonder what MC Tune's doing.
He'd probably come on if you wanted to.
MC Tune, dude,
I say
somebody.
that very half-heartedly.
Nah, so that's another thing I should plug, guys. We have on Tuesday. I'm actually debating Mr. McTune for Tuesday night. It's gonna be super epic. You guys won't want to miss that. His antics will be appreciated, so should be really fun.
It
Let's
will be entertaining. I will definitely watch that one, man. You know,
yep,
my first ever like online appearance or show was like against McToon.
nice. How
It was
did
how I
the?
debuted.
I don't think I seen that. How did that go?
It went about as good as you'd expect. Like, I had no idea what reification was. I would have called them. I would say I've come a long way since then, but it'd be an interesting comparison to watch. First
Let's
ever public one. It was pretty fun. It was like 4.5 hours.
messaging some globies here. Didn't think it'd come down to this. I thought at least Ruhif would join and then there would be more from there. But what are you gonna do?
We can call Ruhif and irritate him if you want. Here, I'll do that.
Go for it. Tell him where the heck is he at. Come debate us. My audience is bored. Who else do we got in here?
Nope. I must be busy. That sucks. Did he say it'd be like late though? So you won't even think until like 12?
I didn't hear him say when he would be here,
Oh.
so I might have just missed that. Where's Melodome at, man? Jump on in. We can easily turn this into the True Earth Hangout, right? It doesn't have to be the debate, I suppose.
All
Debates
right.
are
It could
always
just be a whole
fun.
bunch of dope flat earthers together.
Yeah,
That's always a good time.
could just be the coolest kids on the face of the earth, hanging out, having the best
The most
conversation known
informed
to
people
man.
I've ever met. Yeah, get all together.
Yeah, having the greatest conversation ever known. And you could be a part of it. All you have to do is click the link. Drinking this awesome tea over here.
Tune is probably playing with his rocket. That's probably a good call. He's probably definitely doing something devious, dude.
Let me message Globe Man as well.
My camera thinks the right half of me is in space. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it's better.
All right. I sent out a bunch of messages. It's pretty much at my limit. I don't really know what else you guys expect me to do at this point.
I think that they just declared victory, right? They all just too scared to face you means that we win automatically, right?
I think that they think that that means that we lose automatically because now there's no show. Boo. Boo. All right, so this is where the audience comes in, right? This is where we all come together, we really put on our thinking caps, and we think, who in the hell do I want to have this conversation? And then you pull out your phone. Go from there.
Andrew says he may join in later. Andrew's the man. He joins in every time. If you put out a call to your audience, he's like the first one to step up. That's a lot of respect, dude.
Oh yeah, the demon images. I will say, Shane, just to be quite fair, I think that you could create images kind of like that with almost anything, because of the symmetries.
Well, maybe, dude. Find something else that does it and mirror it right to left and then put it in a video and show me because I seem to be able to do it with any globe video I find from NASA and nothing else. So I don't know.
Nothing else.
It's a fair point, dude. Fair point. Pareidolia may be coming into play. Like I'm looking for demons, so I see demons. On the other hand, I've done it with like four like stock videos off NASA just to see if I could, and I've gotten the same result every time. And I'm like, that's good enough for me. There's one of those videos that I put out, and I got like a lot more thumbs down than I would normally from my Flat Earth audience. And I was like, yeah, I feel you guys. I get it. Not for everyone, but I'm sold on it. So
Well, as long as you're sold, right? I mean,
that's all that really matters for my channel, really, honestly. It was never about like doing it for what people wanted to see. It was always about I need to share this with people, so I'm gonna choose what to share. That's why like the crisis when I was a truther that became a flat earther, the crisis was like, oh no, do I risk losing all my truth, in a scamdemic audience that I built up by peppering in flat earth? And it's like, well, no, truth is the truth. You got to do it. And you end up gaining more than you lose, mostly.
let me put it in the blank open chat for modern day debate as well.
What kind of a person would join like a random Zoom that they have no idea just for fun? Just like, oh, is it?
True Earth debate. It's a True Earth debate, dude.
I mean, we don't want toxic Glovers. They'll stop messaging people in Discord. Sean
It's up to
G.
y'all at this point. I'm doing what I gotta do.
Oh man, if you want them, it's
Now
like
we'll
going to
kick.
Earth Awakenings.
We can always kick them out. But
it,
is there a lot? Is there a modern day debate going on right now? Am I an
uh,
asshole for posting another live?
it does seem to be a bad time for other reasons. Let's see.
That's super funny.
Mm, no, they're not live right now.
Okay, so then it's all fair game then. I'm a good sport. I know marketing. I'm not gonna advertise when someone else is advertising somebody else's space.
It's that corner.
Yeah, it's their corner. You see these like depictions of Girl Scouts being ruthless and like kicking each other's stands down and stuff, and I was like, I can't imagine being that rude to somebody trying to make a living.
Well, that's why they've been trying to do this grand deception of the money and the dollar is the almighty. That is your god. You chase it. You can sacrifice things like personal relationships, family, love. Those don't matter. You just need to chase the dollar. That's all you need to be happy. That's what we're taught and bred to and socially engineered for. It's crazy, man. To me,
Should I post it in the Tartaria Discord as well?
oh, I already did.
Okay,
No one's biting.
this is bullshit. I'm probably sorry. I might have to just like call it and delete this whole freaking thing and try again because like I did not expect no Globers to come on.
That is what it is, man. I wouldn't be offended.
I'm
People are
offended.
still here chilling.
Yeah, they are. They're having a good time. Maybe we could play some music or something. Turn it into FMX radio. People seem to be we're craving that. If anybody in the YouTube needs me to post the link again, feel free to just shout it out and I'll get it posted. caress the like, caress the like button. Lagging. What? Haven, that's you. You're posting the same thing over and over again. Oh, nice. Shout out. Shout out to RG for the $5 tip over on Rockfin. Here, here. Cheers. Cheers. Indeed. Let's go ahead and see what's going on over on the YouTube.
Caress the like. That's great.
Caress it. You guys,
He's
you
like,
gotta.
why smash it? Sometimes you gotta caress it.
Yeah. Don't. All right, Melodome, let me get you that link.
Melodome's the man. Dude,
Boom.
I'm loving Rockfin. I found so many cool people in Rockfin that I didn't know, like I wouldn't have found otherwise. And as a platform by itself, it's pretty great. Pretty great, man.
Effed up tune. Or effed up world. McToon gonna get stomped by Tribune. I couldn't agree more. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I thought about inviting him onto this, but I mean, if we're already gonna do his Tuesday thing, I mean, probably not. Best not to do two debates back to back like that. Want to do it fresh and it be super entertaining for everybody. My hope is that he actually brings up some points that we haven't heard before, and some things that like might actually be worth really considering and broadening our knowledge base on, instead of just sophistry, name calling, and just overall
Yeah.
time wasting in general.
If you get to it and if you remember, make sure to if he asks you for flat earth evidence, you cite mctune.net/se, and that'll get you the triangulation doc or the parallel document 900-page PDF with a whole host of measurements of varying degrees of 180 degrees with varying degrees of specificity. Nice flat earth proof. And it's on his website. So
Oh, nice! It's like he's already done the homework.
yeah, that's one of the documents that they touted as glow proof for so long until people like Witsit and myself like actually opened the fucking 900-page document and rifled through it and went, hang on a second. It says here that the margin of error for all the instrument is within a degree, and you're claiming spherical excess of less than a degree. So I'm saying that actually you haven't measured shit and it's just 180 degrees. And they're like, okay, that's cool. That's right. That's fair. But here's a whole new set of data that doesn't, like, okay, but these measurements that you were saying proves globe Earth actually, again, surprise is the opposite. It proves flat Earth, and you're
It's like,
gonna
wait a
keep it on your
second.
website.
When you took those measurements, I bet you assumed the ground as the flat baseline. I'm just gonna.
well, their whole thing was like there's many measurements over 180 degrees, but if your instrument can only measure it with a measure, margin of error of 1 arcsecond, and you're claiming spherical excess of less than 1 arcsecond in the hundredth of a degree, you see the problem for that clearly, right? You're like, actually, what if it's just flat within the margin of error of your fucking instrument?
You
Is
know what
that
that reminds me of? Not to like get YouTube banned, but it reminds me of like when we were told that remdesivir was like super duper safe and effective, and then like you read the studies.
You're definitely gonna get banned now. It's over.
No, I
You
didn't make
can't
any.
even say that
I
word.
didn't make any final conclusions off of that. I just said that they said that it was safe and that we read the studies. People are gonna have to read between the lines.
Yeah, I don't want to get you, dude. I mean, that's kind of what it is, though, right? They just say a thing, nobody looks into it. They go, ha ha ha, that proves the Earth, and then all the Globers repeat that proves the Earth, and then people look at it and we go, actually, 180, 180, 100, look, 179. This is less than 100. What'd you say that if it was less than 180, it'd be proof of flat Earth? Less than 180, less than 180, less than 180. Okay, look at all of them. And then he was like, no, no, no. I said the corrected column, there was no less than 180. And you're like, so after you mathematically correct to make sure everything is exactly 180, then you're saying nothing is less than 180. That's an absurd. It's an
We have to.
absurd boast and an absurd
Well,
claim.
obviously, we have to throw out everything that doesn't fit within the margin of error.
Like this was the document that they were like, duh, spherical excess. You heard all the spherical excess, spherical excess. We were like, the fuck is spherical excess? Look into it. Okay.
Yeah, but what if hyperbolic?
Actually,
What if the fact? What if we? What if just the way we see causes us to, calculate spherical access? What then? How would we
and even
verify it? You know.
I mean, like the amount of spherical excess they're claiming with all these varying degrees of accuracy and measurement could easily be described by the way we see, refuting the whole argument that what they're actually is Earth is what they're actually measuring is Earth curve, but what they're really measuring is the limits of our curved visual space. Go figure.
No, dude, we see forever, man.
Imagine, dude. Imagine like literally thinking that, knowing what it means, and still thinking it anyway. How absurd is that? We
I
see for
listen. If you acknowledge your cognitive bias, right? Oh, nice. Mellow in the house. Welcome, my friend. Legend now in the box. It's officially a party.
oh, what up, Boston?
He's still connecting. Said it didn't connect. Weird.
It's almost like he's on a phone.
It's connecting. We'll just give him a moment.
Yo,
Yo, what is up, my friend?
what's up, guys?
Hey man, what's
I had
up?
to download Zoom.
Nice, dude.
There's a web browser version you could have used, I think.
Bro,
I'm not in front of my computer yet. I'm eating dinner,
so you
but I wanted to jump on.
you definitely want Zoom because the virtual cam is baller, bro. It's really good.
Oh, I have it on the computer, just not on my phone.
Like
Gotcha.
I look great, and it's not like lagging behind like Restream was.
So where's the Globies?
The terrified of MrTribune, I think, to be honest.
Dude, I said I literally posted a link in modern day Discord in the Flat Earth section and in the live stream section, saying, "Hey, it's a true Earth debate. Here's the link to join. We're live on YouTube and Rockfin." And crickets, bro. It's okay though. I'd be scared of me too. I really I gave them a couple 1-2s last night, so if I just keep talking shit about it, maybe they'll come on.
You'll trigger one of them to jump on.
I mean, which channel did you post it in there on Modern Day Debate? There's so many things. It's so overwhelming. They have so many useless text channels.
So it's in the live stream chat, and then also in the Flat Earth chat.
Oh,
Maybe I should post it in the science one as well.
I'm about to post it in every single one. We'll see what happens. I'll take a
Earth.
ban. I don't care.
Yeah, take it, dude. Link to join the debate. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's go. Quit being cowards.
Just go stoke the flames, dude.
Dude, I'm live right now. They're probably gonna go back and watch it and be like, because they didn't know, and they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this kid was just talking all kinds of crap. He probably doesn't know anything. I probably don't know anything, guys. Come on."
There we go. Live stream, politics, global politics. Definitely in global politics.
Definitely
Dude.
in global politics. Why do they have a freaking? What is with this thing? They have a literally So I went to the casual chat and some dude's just posting anime drawings. Like, what the?
Yeah, dude, Discord rules are weird.
I don't get it.
There we go.
Where's Globy?
Oh.
He can't come back on and tell us about the Mandalorian show and stuff.
Dude, wasn't that funny how they all tried to plug? I think that's something that they've all agreed to do in the back room. Is like because they know what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to like get people away from the TV, get people like out into nature, out into self discovery, into doing research into physics and science. And they're over there like Star Wars, yeah. It's like literally something like you'd see in South Park. Where the heck is Globy McGlobeface?
You know, there's a huge Glober Discord server where all the Globers hang out and are toxic and fester. And I haven't been there in a while. It's called Gem Pandas, but I actually don't have a link to it right now. So let's join there real quick and
I'll do
we'll
it.
post it in there. That seems like a good bet. That'll mean you'll get some shitty Globers, but here we go.
Heck yeah. So what you been up to, Melodome? How is life?
Good. Just got off work, crushing over here. Busy life, busy life.
Heck yeah, man. It's a fun show we did Sunday. I'm looking forward to Wednesday, the members
Yeah,
only stream.
that's gonna be a good time for sure. 5 p.m. Eastern.
Heck yeah.
If you're a Rockfin subscriber or a Patreon supporter or a YouTube member, definitely be able to join. It's gonna be a good hangout. So when are you debating, McToon?
Tomorrow night, I believe it's 9 p.m. or 8 p.m.
On his channel?
Yep.
Man,
Doing
you're sub to that channel? I can't even sub to those guys' channels.
You gotta watch you gotta watch the opposition, man. So
Yeah, I've seen enough of that shit.
yeah, it's tough, man. It's mind numbing at times.
I'll be over there though. I'll support you in the chat.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
You're
gonna
gonna
be
need it.
I definitely want to watch that one, dude. But like I said before, he was like my first internet online appearance going against
Yeah,
McToon
I
before
heard
I
you
knew
say that.
anything.
I bet you that was rough.
Yeah, I mean, like it's not. I wouldn't delete it off the internet, but definitely shows that I've come a long way since then, for sure.
The way that I see it is that if he's called Papa McToon and he's where all the Globies are getting the arguments from, then of course that's who I want to debate. Why would I want to debate anybody else?
Yeah,
That's who I need to talk to.
that is a solid value that he has. If you have like a new argument or you want to refine an old argument or hone out the edges, he is the person to try and argue with. And then what his response is, you'll have to work into your response because his response will be echoed by all of the Glober community.
Will just
So
be echoed without even being checked.
100% that, yeah.
It's,
Every time.
that's
They don't care, dude. FTFE will cite McToon without doing any, without even like missing a beat, right? Everyone cites McToon.
dude, FTFE, that's another fun one.
Yeah, he's way worse. He's way less enjoyable, I think.
Well, the thing that I just can't stand about it is that in the actual conversation, in the point, they will say repeatedly, as wait, almost like they're trying to brainwash you, that because the Earth is a globe, this, and then this happens because the Earth is a globe, and just back and forth with that. Like sometimes in the same sentence, they'll be like, Earth is a globe because this happens, and then this and this and this because Earth is a globe.
Because we know Earth's a globe. Yeah, that's how it'll end and start. It's so funny.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
pretty sure that's begging the question, but
All right. Like we know the Earth's a globe because of sunsets, and sunsets because Earth's a globe. Huh?
hold on,
What?
let me make it funnier. Because it's actually like more roundabout than that. They'll be like, well, the sun's sorry, Earth is a globe, and we know this because the sun sets as we fall backwards 1,000 miles per hour, roughly faster than the speed of sound. and the bottoms of these the sun will always disappear first because the Earth is a ball.
They do add some words in between, but the beginning and the end
Yeah.
is indeed a circle, right? Like,
Oh, for sure.
So the sun's not moving away from you. You're actually falling backwards faster than the speed of sound.
And we know this because of the angles that we measure to it from the flat surface that we're on.
Science, baby.
Science. Fucking love it. Fucking science, bro.
scientism, dude. Isn't that so wonderful? It's always there when you need it. It's never there when you don't. It can be amended instantly, and you're always right when you use it. Scientism.
I mean, if you're gonna be a member of the church, right, then it's you just have to know the verses. And if you're really good at memorizing the verses, then you'll be, one of the higher up altar boys.
The dogmatic script that's constantly updated and always retroactively capable of working with the last series of bullshit, and everyone has to go to refer to that dogma, and no one can go anywhere outside of it. Sounds just like a cult, right?
Well, maybe not exactly like it, but like identical to it, yeah.
So I see what you did there. That was pretty good.
Man.
Dude, so Ruhif forfeited. We got no other Glovers. Was it just going to be me and you versus Ruhif? No, there was one more Glover we're supposed to find. Biodual said he's playing poker, so he's out.
I thought Biodual was coming in, so I stopped looking.
Yeah, that sucks. We should tell him that. But he said when I asked him, he's like, "Who is that?" Oh, I remember him. He came in here one day and I talked to him and he's called me a new Glover, and then I didn't say anything. And I was like, good story. It's fantastic.
Hey, Baller Joe in the waiting room. Awesome. Guys, it's a freaking party.
Baller Joe, is this someone you know?
No.
Nice. I hope you don't get it.
Baller Joe.
What about planets? Don't you have a telescope?
I knew that was going to be effed up world.
What's so funny? It's not funny. Gravity. I mean,
Is that what your teacher told you?
explain this, please.
Wow.
Man,
I've never seen that before. I thought about it. You got me, man.
I'm convinced.
Astronauts. Pictures from space. Satellites.
This is
Man,
only
you guys got to do your homework.
This is only funny because this is a much more simplified and direct version of the way these conversations actually go.
Right.
No, I'm legit. Can't you tell by my authentic nose?
Whoa, I thought that was a filter on Zoom. Holy crap, that's real. He's got real glasses on. Oh, man.
They're real.
Oh, way better. Way more credit, dude. That's
I just got back from or I just got here. So and I was listening to you guys the whole time and I was like, I'm gonna hop on real quick and just fill the globular void.
Yeah, please.
It's a problem, I guess.
I didn't realize
we got real excited.
I didn't realize I was that intimidating. Like I thought I was pretty nice and cordial.
So you're MC tuning tomorrow?
Yeah, man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm gonna give him equal sarcasm and gruff.
Yeah, like you'll have a good conversation with him. He's
Didn't you have coffee with him one time?
Yeah, we went and got lunch. He's got my P1000 right now.
Nice, dude.
So, oh yeah.
Nah, he
oh
pawned that
yeah.
shit. He pawned it.
Yeah, Melodome. Okay, no, it was a joke. We were talking about that on Melodome, and someone in the chat they wrote M tuned and Ponded or MC tuned Ponded or something, and so we were making jokes about like he needed some more of that globe cracked on the road, so he had to. You gotta tease him about that. Be like, you didn't pawn. I heard a rumor that you pawned Joe's.
Which astronaut was it that was caught live on the ISS doing a line of coke or something, doing a bump?
Oh, when he's like,
yeah, like first he checked to see if the camera was on.
Was, I always forget his name. Yeah, I didn't. What's like Tim guy? What's his name? He's a European astronaut or something. I made a video one time of said he was flicking off the flat earthers. I gotta go find that. He was playing with a globe, and for some reason he had his finger like that, and so I took it. That was like many years ago.
Guys, speaking of funny stuff, if you haven't heard, my live on TikTok got banned after 5 minutes, and I didn't do anything or say anything.
When?
Like 2 days ago, and it's been a day ago actually, and it's just infuriating. It's so frustrating. It
Yeah.
feels like 2 days. They said I'm banned for 7 days.
That's what I've had that happen twice to me now.
That's such
During I'm live streaming the moon on TikTok. The moon.
Apparently you can get banned for the comments that other people make. And I'm like,
and I think what happens too is that someone can like report however they report it, like false or something. But it did say, I was talking about like saying the moon's a light, I was saying like truth. And there was like people in the comments, we were going back and forth kind of, you know what I mean? But we're just looking at the moon. And then it happened another time when I was actually live streaming on TikTok Melodome's debate, and they took me down for that 7 days.
What the
so
hell?
I was like sitting in my basement. I just had my phone looking at the TV, and we were watching Melodome. What debate was that, Austin? That was
what, on my channel?
Oh, was it Adam? Maybe.
Yeah, it was my buddy Adam.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was like they took it down and said it was for like I can't remember what that one was for. And I'm like, why would they
it doesn't
do that?
tell you, man. It just always says violated.
It just ends it.
You just violated the community guidelines, and they won't tell you which one you violated, how you violated it, but they will tell you you're banned for 7 days. And
yeah, 7 days. And they're all like act as if we looked it over, and yeah, sorry, bud. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you looked it over?
Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did.
Yeah, so I'm building a backup channel, and I'm already over 100 followers there, so crushing it today.
I just got to 10,000 on TikTok.
Dude. Hell yeah.
Like yesterday or something.
Send all your followers my way so that I can go live again, so that we can
I
have
will.
the show going. I'm going to make like 3 channels, and then it doesn't matter which one gets banned. I'll always have something that can go live.
Won't they eventually like permaban you though? Is that not a thing?
Not yet.
I don't know.
I don't think
you only get 10 banned on TikTok, like perpetually.
Yeah, I think so.
That's why I get a backup channel. That's what you should do. Yeah.
Right.
I don't have one.
Well, it's titled MrTribune, and it's my same logo, but it's got the blue instead of the purple. So go check it out.
I'm gonna go follow it right now.
Yeah, everybody go follow it right now. Right now.
Is it possible to put a link in the chat? I should be able to do that if I get a link for it, right?
Are you not modded up?
I am modded up.
Then yeah, you can put a link.
Let me
on it, so you can hop on. Let me post you the link. Sorry, I didn't.
Hey,
see this
and I'll jump
Alan.
off as soon as anything normal comes up.
You don't have to.
I was just kind of joking around.
Oh, I mean, like a debate.
Yeah, but I'm not against debating either. I'm probably not very good.
Dude, my friend Cody's like, where are the Globies at? Yeah. Where are they freaking at indeed, man?
Hey, one day we'll say that, and it'll be it'll be real. We'll be like, there's none left, man.
There's none left, dude. There's nobody left to debate. That's actually kind of the end of the mission. If you ask me.
Yeah.
When I go.
But then there'll be the beginning of another one. Something like that.
Nice, dude. Alan's
beginning of a new psyop. I don't know. Alan's gonna come on. Nice.
Well, then we probably try to think that the Earth is something else. Who knows?
It'll be like a new age. It'll be a new age.
I kind of feel that like once that deception drops, it'll be like the end of the age of deception, unless I'm totally like all washed, because it's kind of what they built all the other deceptions.
You're right.
Falls out. I don't know what else they're gonna build on.
I think
you're right. That once this deception is exposed, that like from then on, I think it's truth from then on, because I think that we have been woken up in like at the end of a horrible.
Please don't be so naive. So I will agree with you that the majority of people will like embody like truth, because like let's be honest, like we feel the need to do that. We want to be truthful and honest. I think good people want to be honest. It's preferable to be honest. However, there's always going to I think there's always going to be people that are fucks, for lack of a better word, and we always have to be vigilant of people who would be dishonest.
But to
Oh,
think,
for
think
sure.
about it like this, dude, like us, like as a group of people, you and me, people truthers who've like woke up, go through the steps, found each other, and like how many psyops do you fall for now? Is it like more than zero? How many like how can you trick a person who's
How
now
would you
come
know?
to distrust everything? Like we know we don't trust any of that. How can we be fooled then?
Well, let me ask you this: how would you know if you've fallen for a psyop that you didn't realize yet?
Well, I'm still figuring them out, right? Like you can find new ones all the time, but eventually there'll be no more, right? They're not an infinite amount of psyops out there.
What if
Well,
It just
they
seems that
they
way.
create new ones all the time.
what if they just adopt this one and adapt it? What if they just
change
hijack?
it to some.
What
Yeah,
if it's
hijack it.
already been hijacked?
Well, I got
That's
some
hijack.
friends who are like heavily conspiratorially saying that's exactly what happened, and that flat Earth is a controlled leak, and that really they're trying to use flat Earth to launch the alien invasion technique, and they're gonna call them outer ponders instead of from outer spacers because they think that's losing. And I'm like, that's viable. I can't refute that. I just don't think so.
Maybe.
But all
Maybe.
jokes aside, like honestly, what are we experiencing? It's something. Because I lived 37 years of my life without this comprehension ability.
True.
I don't even know what to call it. Without
36
this
years of happy
this
slave.
stuff.
That's what I call it.
What did you say?
36 years a happy slave, right? Didn't care,
Yeah.
didn't know anything.
I don't think I had a thought in my head. And then now I'm 45, and like the last recent years have been so meaningful, and I've learned so much, and I understand everything so much differently. Like I think that it's a trend, because if you think about it, like a thing I always like to bring up is how many flat earthers are there in the world, or true earthers, I'll say, more than yesterday. And how many globe earthers are there in the world? Less than yesterday. And that's a
100%,
trend
that's
that has so far only gone that direction. What can
right.
do that? What can do that? Only truth can do that. Only truth. Like how people say you can't go back, or can't globe back or whatever. I think that there's a reason why, because if you compare what you said, the previous years or whatever, if you compare that to your perceptions that you have now, what world is real? You know what I mean?
You mean to tell me right now we got a freaking glober in the chat and they're too chicken to come on up?
Is it
Well,
Sean? Oh, I
there's
forgot
like-
I was going to drop a link. Sorry, Tribune.
There's
I'll
like
go
4
find it.
powerhouses up here, so
Hey,
I understand.
can you guys
What's
hear
up?
me?
Yeah, Alan, what's up, man?
Oh, there's
On
some
the show?
echo on my end. I can hear myself. That's kind of annoying. Give me 1 sec.
No echo on our end, just so you know.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
so
As long as it's just me, I guess I can deal with it.
Freya,
should
if you have
probably
any,
fix it.
Is this space audits?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it is. What's up,
Legend, bro. You are crushing.
dude? You're a legend, bro. You're I gotta add your that TikTok video you did of the tidal nodes. I gotta add that to my relativity presentation for further proof that there's no gravitational fields, because you know how in heliocentric mythology they say that the moon
lore.
in heliocentric lore they say that the moon pulls the water or whatever, and obviously the tidal
Right.
node stuff completely disproves that. So I just want to add on some extra stuff to just show people like this whole gravitational field's a mathematical concept. It's not a real concept, and your video was an absolute banger when you put that out, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Setneg, you got to make your choice, man. I'm not just going to limit my stream just because Witsit's doing one. So, it is what it is. We got another person in Larry Scott. Welcome to the show. He's going to take a moment to connect.
Thought I had some good backgrounds for tides, but the moment has passed and I couldn't find him.
Larry Scott, are you with us?
I think so.
There you go.
Can you hear
What is
me?
up, my friend?
Audio good?
Audio's great. Are you muted now, or are we not hearing anything?
No, I just got here. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Oh, true. Well, welcome to the show. Honestly, I don't know if I know you or not. I might have forgotten, so forgive me. Welcome to the True Earth debate panel. Are you flat Earth or globe?
Oh, I'm Globe.
Very
All
cool.
right.
You're in the right
All
place.
right, let's go.
You are in the right place, my friend. We were just bullshitting. We were waiting for a Globey to join, so it's not very much of a debate without opposition. So we do appreciate you.
You say that now. You say that now.
Why don't you start us off with, the number one most solid reason why you're on a spinning space ball?
35 years in geodetic land surveying. I measure the Earth. I do geodetic
Ooh.
astronomy.
A measurer.
Geodetic surveying. So what exactly do you do then?
Measure the shape of the Earth.
Do you compare it to previous models of the Earth at any point in those measurements?
Sometimes.
Is the previous model a curved spherical model that you're comparing measurements to?
Well, like I said, sometimes, because just recently I did a survey where I made no comparison at the a priori and just took all the data and saw what came out.
Are there corrections to measurements that you make in regards to this previous model of data?
Only the corrections that were exposed by the statistics of the best overall fit of the data.
And is that model probably comparing it to a 3D coordinate lat long system of the globe, right?
Well, yes, an array of those positions by satellite data and then measuring in between them with analog equipment. And the analog measurements fit the satellite measurements.
How new to flat Earth are you, Larry? Have you heard any of the arguments? Have you been around, or you just saw this one show and you went, "These guys, I'm just going to show these guys how dumb they are"?
Oh, I'm more than well familiar.
Are you?
If you don't mind me asking, how'd you come across the link?
That's what I was trying to figure
On
out.
Gem. On Gem.
Ah, nice. I threw it in there. Cool.
Nice.
Well, thanks for hopping on, Larry.
Just
I'm not sure I've seen you before, but yeah, probably one of the better globers we could have got as an actual geodetic surveyor.
Absolutely, somebody with some credentials to talk with. So you do geodetic surveying, not just plane surveying, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And then forgive me because I probably missed some of what you said, but the verification of the measurements besides just the theodolite dip would be, you're saying satellite measurements?
Yeah. Some satellite measurements and then a whole lot of analog measurements. And the analog, the angles and distances and all that
When
stuff
you say
fit the...
To make sure I understand, when you say analog, what exactly do you mean?
Non-electronic 1955 glass and metal satellites. Data collections by pencil and paper.
Okay, so we obviously wouldn't include theodolite measurements as a verification of theodolite measurements, right?
Say that again, what?
We obviously wouldn't. Okay, so I'm saying that when you do geodetic surveying, one of the ways that you measure the quote curvature of the Earth or the sphericity is the theodolite dip, the dip angle from the horizon. And I'm asking, like, how do you verify? Because that's an indirect measurement, right? You're seeing something drop in the distance, and then you're assuming that that's due to Earth curve. I'm asking how you verified it, and I was even more specific, like you're saying it was verified with satellite measurements, or you said no, it's verified with satellite and with analog, but analog is theodolite measurements. So I'm just making sure that you understand that you said that you're confirming theodolite measurements with theodolite measurements and satellite with
Well, yeah,
satellite data.
two completely different technologies that return the same configuration. So
Well, if we're
if somebody
talking
wants
about
to say
if we're just
satellite data is all, well, that's all baked in and guru this bullshit, then you just take an analog instrument and say, well, what did they physically measure? And you get the same.
well, Larry,
And I don't measure dip from horizon, I measure from the vertical.
so with all due respect, Larry, if there was a mathematical construct that was devised off of the way that things are dropping in the distance, and then there was a conspiracy behind keeping that, you're saying that the satellite data is the only verification, essentially. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
But is
oh
there
no,
other...
I could completely discount the satellite data. Completely discount it. Make the minimally constrained least squares fit of just my own data, and then comparing that for scale and error analysis, noting that using some of the GPS data, it doesn't change anything. And then when I use all the GPS data, which is, becomes a pretty good portion of it, find no significant residuals to the measurements. So yeah, I totally do not need the GPS.
So again, what you're measuring is you're measuring a drop, and then you're assuming the cause of that drop without verification. Where's the verification for the cause of what's happening in the theodolite?
By redundant measurement over hundreds of square miles.
No, simply repeat. Okay, so again, even if the thing happens over and over and over again, right? So theodolite measurements, there's a drop in the distance. Now, you're saying that the cause of that drop is due to sphericity. I'm saying, how do you verify the cause of the drop? And you say, well, we see this everywhere with all the other theodolites. No, I'm not saying that there's not a drop with the theodolites. I'm saying, how do you verify that the cause of the drop is due to Earth curve?
Well, the measurements clearly show that vertical lines are radial to something.
I'm sorry.
So
what exactly do you mean?
All vertical lines being not parallel but radial. Yeah, that's returned in the measurement.
So what does that have to do with establishing the cause and effect relationship between the theodolite drop and, well, the supposed Earth curve that we're trying to prove?
Well, by how uniform that change in zenith angle is as I go across the different distances and on the different azimuths and at the different elevations.
Is all of this, just for argument's sake, is this all based on Euclidean geometry?
Oh, no.
What geometry is it based off of?
Spherical trig.
Okay, so spherical trig is Euclidean geometry, to my understanding, or at least a bracket of it.
No.
So
Euclidean geometry is rectangular.
yeah, no, but like the optic measurements are based in Euclidean geometry. When you say take an elevation angle, you're doing the distance calculation between that. So that's a trigonometric function that's based in Euclidean. But in the all overall, you say you're measuring spherical excess, which is part of a sphere and non-Euclidean. But I don't think that's what he asked. Anyway, you're familiar with McTribune, right? Right, Larry?
Very much.
You know
Yes, very much.
his arc of the parallel document on there, the geodetic survey, the wonderful spherical excess proof that he has at mctune.net/se.
Yes, but the examination he was making was in zenith angle excess, which is not spherical excess.
You're saying that document doesn't measure spherical excess?
No, it has both. His investigation was more deeply in the zenith angle measurements.
Well, I mean, I just know that we went through that and we found that not only were all the measurements of quoted spherical excess above this like error threshold of 1 arc second, they were literally making measurements of less than this error threshold within less than an arc second, making measurements of over 180 degrees by less than an arc second, and then claiming that was spherical excess. Do you think that's like a solid globe Earth proof?
Well, that was in the eastern portion where those triangles are particularly small, and there are other gravity anomalies, particularly when you get into the Appalachians and where those occurred. But once the triangles started getting into the 5, 8, and 1,000 square mile triangles, then it became overtly. And there were plots. Somebody had gone through and taken the plot of all the spherical excess. And yeah, at the very small, there was high noise. And as soon as the triangles got of sufficient dimension, because spherical excess is really, really hard to measure. It
Definitely more
when you're
pronounced
dealing
over
with
bigger distances. I feel you.
Yeah, well, when you're dealing with distances of only 5, 8, 10 miles on a side of a triangle, and the triangle's only 50, 80, or 100 square miles. Yeah, spherical excess is really, really at the threshold of observation, to where other anomalies of gravity can make deflections that can impart additional arc seconds. When you get out further west, when you get out further west, where the triangles get very large, then it was overt and very large and well above observational error by a very well described amount.
So you're saying there was spherical excess, just none of these that I have over here circled and highlighted at well under 180. These don't prove spherical excess. These actually prove a flat Earth. This would actually be flat Earth evidence.
Okay, what was the square area?
Right?
What was the square area of those triangles?
I don't know the distance ones. I have a whole bunch.
Well,
I have the whole
the
document here as well. If you want to go through it.
Okay, yeah, I have a hard copy of that. Yeah.
So I asked you at the start about.
Sorry.
I have a quick
I
question
have the
for
original.
Larry.
Yeah, I have the original 1900 bound copy. Yeah.
So what is
Dude,
the
respect,
percent?
bro.
That's impressive.
What is the as a compared to the whole measurement? What is the percentage of actual spherical excess?
It's about 1 arc second per 70 square miles of triangle for the whole triangle, which is 1/3 of an arc second per vertex. So
Like
until you get into like 300 or 400 square miles of triangle, it's at the threshold of physical observation.
So this thing that they measure spherical excess at exactly the increment that they say the Earth curves at
No, quite
69 miles per degree. You said about 70 miles.
Yeah, that was the derived value. That was the value returned in the physical observations.
So there's no correlation between that and the the optical relationship between the stars moving, 1 degree per 69 miles on Earth.
I do want to, before you answer that, I do want to address this quick comment by Sean Hawkins. He says, you don't have a cause and effect relationship with a measurement. Oh my God, Sean, that's actually my point exactly. The measurement, you're correct. You're measuring a theodolite dip or a drop from a line of horizontal, and then you are assuming and asserting an entire mathematical model that begs the question of Earth being a sphere. So that's exactly our point.
But
the Earth being a spherical is not the actual measurement. The drop from horizontal is the measurement.
But to be clear, what you're describing is drop from horizontal, but we were talking about spherical excess. Those are very different things.
Yeah, you can go back to that point. I was just addressing Sean in the comments real quick. I apologize if I derailed a little bit.
So I asked you at the start about the comparing it to a spherical coordinate system for lat long. You said that they do that sometimes, not all the time.
I had run my own survey in my own piece of Shenandoah Valley here, but the 39th parallel triangulation survey had made latitude and longitude observations, I don't know, like a couple of dozen times, distributed across the 2,300 miles.
I thought that we got longitude from just dividing a circle into equal parts, into 24 equal parts. I didn't think we actually measured it. I thought latitude was the only thing we measured.
That's its definition. But then when you go out when you want to locate something and call out that latitude and longitude, you have to measure that latitude and longitude.
Also, So here's real quick how I think spherical excess is actually measured using geodetic surveying, which is just, putting a whole bunch of planar surveys together and comparing it to a previously measured geodetic model. Essentially, I think that you guys use the spherical lat long coordinate system that every map utilizes, every projection of the globe uses the same spherical coordinate system. It's why the Gleason's map has some warps on the continents, etc. And that system is what you make corrections to when making the measurements for the corrections for the arc of the parallel. When you're trying to measure spherical excess, you correct to the pre-existing spherical coordinate system of the lat long, which is derived from the globe, right? Do you think that that's
Wrong.
not how it's done? That's wrong.
Correct. That is incorrect. What you just said.
Okay.
How so?
Yeah. Which part?
The part where the underlying latitude and longitude system is being held to the shape of the Earth was being determined by that survey.
The shape of the Earth was definitely already assumed to be a sphere before that survey.
Then where did the spherical coordinate system of the longitude coordinates that are all through this paper, where did those measurements come from? What do they represent?
Yeah, they did make astronomic measurements at specific locations. And yeah, the shape of the Earth was determined prior. And they were measuring dimension. Because we had shape, they had moved on to dimension. And they were trying to refine the dimensions, the A and B semi-major axes of the ellipsoid, because the models, the dimensions that had been published prior didn't fit that well, given the higher technology and the larger scope of the 1900 survey. So they were trying to abandon the previous publishing. So they made measurements and developed the A and B semi-major axis of the ellipsoid. That was they returned new information, not adjusting to something underlying and old. They went out and got it afresh from scratch.
So what are the corrections and typical surveys, and specifically the arc of the parallel? What does the corrections column represent? What are they correcting to and from? What do those calculations mean?
Well, many measurements are made in high redundancy, so they have to do a statistical analysis on any one observation point. And that's primarily what those corrections are, because they make observations at one location upwards of a week or a month, and they'll end up with hundreds and hundreds of measurements across the same points, and that's how they get the statistic of the validity of that measurement.
Crap, that's what I was going to say. But no, that's not right.
If you look at like I think it's called out several times in that 1900, is the survey was in determining the figure of the Earth. So yeah, they were starting afresh.
But again, I mean, all that stuff, the angle measurements to the stars and the theodolite dip, I mean, those are, would you consider those direct or indirect measurements?
Oh, those are direct, absolutely direct. Indirect would be satellites.
Well,
I mean,
so
they actually observed. They had towers, an illuminator point on the distant points, and they physically measured the angles. That's as direct as you're going to get.
Okay, so I think you're misunderstanding what I mean by direct and indirect measurement. I don't mean the act of like actually being the one to hold like an analog tool versus a digital thing taking the measurement. What I mean by direct versus indirect is that the curvature of the Earth being the thing that is attempting to be measured, you're not actually taking a level all the way across the ground and making sure that well, how would you even do that, right? I'm explaining it wrong. You're not actually directly measuring the curvature itself. Again, you're measuring the amount of dip angle, and then you're assuming that the dip angles and the way that things are dropping is due to the spherocity. So the satellites would actually, if we assume that those are real and taking real measurements, if the data is real, then that would actually be a direct measurement because they're actually taking the data across a whole landscape and giving that the actual measurement versus just inferring the measurement based on angles.
Well, satellite measurement is so much more complicated because you're dealing with wave fronts on carrier waves and an array of digital signals that have Doppler shifts and a lot of very complex things to return the ellipsoid latitude, longitude, and height. So
they're not even directly measuring it either then.
They're all comparing it to the ellipsoid model, and that's what the corrections are based on. That's what I was trying to get at.
Well, yeah, but that ellipsoid model is built by those measurements.
That's hella circular. But like, if you have what I was gonna say before is the corrected column all equals 180. So you have a bunch of measurements that aren't exactly 180. That are all about some a little bit above, some most below, right? And you have this correction column where they all equal 180. So I'm trying to figure out what you do to the actual measurements to get them to all equal 180. That isn't applying them to this ellipsoid coordinate system that would do that exactly.
Well, when you get into the larger triangles and you end up with many tens of arc seconds in excess, that's what was returned in the field. That was not pre-calculated. That's just what they added up to from field observations. They didn't measure a triangle, get exactly 180, and then say, oh, but we're going to have to throw in these extra seconds. No, these extra seconds were observed.
Larry, with all due respect,
they were building Larry, their own ellipsoid model.
Before you keep going, I mean, you don't have to pretend that we don't know that if there wasn't a measurement or an observation that was within 85% of the expected model, which is why it's important that people know the model it was expected. They did have expected values, and they threw out everything that wasn't within 85% of those expected values. I mean, so
where'd you get that number 85%?
I actually don't have the source right in front of me, but I can get that. Has to be within 85% accurate to even be considered. And accurate to the model, to the presupposed model.
So
was that from the main surveyor thing?
You're talking that would be. I believe that's relating to the two sigma standard deviation of an array of measurements brought together in a simultaneous adjustment. And that's why they took so many measurements, and the rejection value even set at 2 sigma. Only, you look through that book and they'll list the rejections, and you don't see very many. It's a rare occurrence to find measurement rejected.
I mean,
so I have this.
Sorry, go ahead.
I have this little note saved. It says correction computations for all geodetic triangulation, such as transcontinental triangulation and the American arc of the parallel, were all angle intersection and corrected for longitude and latitude lines, which make them correspond to the spherical coordinate system for the ellipsoid. Did we say that wasn't true, or that is true?
Well, is that from the document?
No, that's something I wrote that I wanted to remind myself of when I happen to encounter geodetic surveys in the future from the last time that I looked at the document.
Well, it depends if you're doing primary work or secondary work. If you're doing secondary work, yeah, there's an array of marks out there established and published, and you're filling in at a higher frequency for mapping purposes or infrastructure. But the primary work, like the 1900 survey, they measured there was no underlying framework to start with. All that measurement was the framework, and from there they determined what was returned as the Clark 1888 ellipsoid.
Yeah, sounds a lot like a roundabout way of saying what I said was correct, though.
Yeah, you can think that, and that's kind of the problem.
Okay.
Can you explain how what he said was incorrect then? Like what specifically about what he said was incorrect? Because it seems like you.
I don't know. There was a lot of it. He had a whole paragraph there, so I don't have all the specific points they didn't imprint.
Just give us a little piece, or I'm going to assume that you weren't even listening.
Yeah, he has it written down. We can go by sentence,
right? Like
sentence by sentence,
Or you can just reread it.
Sure,
okay,
but
reread
it was all geared towards what I started with, right? I started with the coordinate system, and I made that blatant statement for what I thought you did, and you said absolutely no. But This table was correction computations for all geodetic triangulations, such as transcontinental triangulation and the American arc of the parallel, where all an angle intersection are corrected for longitude and latitude lines, which made them correspond to the spherical coordinate system for the ellipsoid model before any spherical axis is seen. Right?
Well, is that before spherical excess? That's not right. But they had determined the latitude and longitude independently by separate operations in that survey. And they didn't take anything pre-existing on the latitude and longitude.
How did they determine the longitude?
They used time transfer by telegraph from Greenwich and transiting of stars.
Like they're just. I actually just looked this up the other night. That's why I'm doubling down on this. I'm really grateful that you took your time to come in. But what I had looked at is that again, longitude is just determined by separating a circle into 24 equal parts. So
well, that's a definition. That's a definition of angles or the meridians by separation. And when you go onto the land, and you need to determine that longitude, you have the definition of it's the 360 degree segments of meridians, and to find which fraction of which meridian you're on, you do that with the transiting of stars and the against the universal time observed at Greenwich, and that gives you direct angular measurement from Greenwich to the point of observation by the speed of rotation of the Earth.
The rotation of the sky, but you assume it's the Earth.
Yeah, I assume. I guess I assume a lot. You're right.
Well, Larry, I mean, you said that they don't use and they're measuring this coordinates and they don't have access to it, but all riddled throughout this 900-page document is speculative correlation when they go on the Atlantic coast in longitude, etc., to point area, and they're measuring this before they make their measurements. They're just saying, here's where we are, and they give literally lat long. And I don't know how they would do that if they didn't already have a lat long, right?
They acquired latitude and longitude as part of the survey.
But they have this documented before they make measurements all through the document. It's in literally in the preliminary statement. It shows you where they were going to measure.
Yeah, can we address that specific point instead of just saying that it doesn't? Like, it's clear that it does. I mean, it's right there in the documents.
I mean, it's a 900-page document. Larry, you said you had an old school printed out folded version. Did you read it all the way through, or?
That he had
I've
that
been through most of the narratives. Yes.
You didn't really look at the actual document though, because it's full of this. I'm looking through it now. Literally, every page, 68, 69, 70, before they make any measurements. They just haven't gotten to measurements yet. And then when they make measurements, the framework is within the lat long system. So that's what I'm arguing was the correction column, because honestly, it was tough to deduce the mathematical corrections where they applied. All we have is the measurements. I don't have the reasoning for the corrections that they're applying. So literally, we're retroactively trying to deduce what that was, and that's why I'm asking you what it was. But to me, I'm surmising based on what I've seen and what I've read that they're literally comparing it to this handy dandy lat long system that they already had, and then getting the correction measurements from there. And that way, neatly throughout the whole report, they get 180 down the whole corrected column, right?
No, I don't. The 180 down the whole corrected column. You're looking at must be in the eastern portions where the triangles are small.
Well, where was the corrected column not 180 then?
I don't have it in front of me, and I can't recall specifically.
It's also annoying because they don't actually add them up on the sheet. That's the summary sheet, as you see over here. This is how it's displayed. So if you can quickly gauge all three of these measurements and see in your head if they're 180, you're way smarter than I am, because I couldn't do that. I had to add them up. So it's not visually stirring. But if you go through and add them all up, the corrected column almost always equals 180. And if you could just quickly explain to me why that is, why the measurements are 180. They make measurements 179 and 99 seconds, and then it ends up being a measurement of 180 or more. How does that happen exactly?
Again, the eastern reaches of that survey, the triangles are small. Spherical excess
almost non-existent, I would say.
I mean, what I would think, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, I'm obviously not an expert, but thinking about geometry and let's even put it in 2 dimensions, right? We got the circle, right? Is there any point on that circle that there wouldn't be spherical access? I mean, the answer would obviously be no, right?
On a sphere, by definition, on a sphere, all triangles on a sphere exceed 180. But when you're particularly small, when they're particularly small, and you're confronted with actually measuring that on the sphere of the size of the Earth, got to be a couple hundred square miles before it becomes.
It's simply I'm going to make this simple. Simply invoking scale does not explain away any observation. You would have to actually demonstrate how this is true, even on a small scale, like on a small piece of paper. I mean, how small would the triangle have to be for it to not have any spherical access at all?
Well, on paper, it's even extra easy. Yeah, if you're dealing with a triangle that has the sides in the multiple degrees of length.
So, just one totally different point on this. For the measurements that you're making optically through your theodolite, do you take refraction into account? And specifically, did the arc of the parallel take into account refraction? Is refraction a factor in any of their measurements?
Oh, yes, particularly in the zenith angles.
Well, so
in the horizontal angles, there is a minor impact of morning and afternoon, so that's why they made sure to make measurements in morning, noon, and afternoon.
Well, I mean, that's a better answer than most
horizontal refraction is a very different impact than vertical angle refraction.
Well, I mean, I'm reading from let's see, page 206, and it says corrections demanded by the adjustment of the base net measurement of this arcsecond and the same as derived from the Staceman adjustment of another arcsecond. And then it goes into persistent lateral refraction also has a share in producing the above result. And then it goes on to denote the formula that they derived to calculate that refraction. Isn't it odd that we're claiming that the optical measurements we're making above this really tiny threshold are actually persistent above and beyond what we can calculate for refractive indices?
Sorry,
yeah, you're right. No, you make a strong point. So, there's no further conversation here.
Well, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I don't want to scare you off. I like you came on. I don't know how many people in GEMS would have jumped on a Zoom call with a bunch of flat earthers, dude. So I mean, I appreciate that for sure.
Absolutely. A lot of
respect for coming on and not being weird.
100%. You've been wicked chill, dude. And I appreciate all your experience.
And you gave some,
it's always refreshing. Sure. Always refreshing when people can carry a conversation, right? So, yeah, that was good.
I will say, I will address this comment. It's really hilarious from one of the less cordial, or they're pretty cordial, but they're pretty funny here. If the oceans are flat, why does the Panama Canal raise and lower water? My friend, do you not know what the Panama Canal is? That's a man-made area of water that we wanted to take boats over. So we made water go over land, my friend. That's why it has to raise.
Trolls in chat are fun, dude.
I saw another thing in the chat. Someone was saying, if with mountains and hills, how can the earth be flat? Topography. Well, the earth is flat with mountains and hills.
Yeah, I'm actually a bumpy earther. I don't like the flat earther term. I'm gonna go with bumpy earther.
No way, dude.
Yeah. There's mountains, hills, valleys, all that good stuff. We all know that.
I'm gonna have to change my whole channel. What?
Stationary topographical plane, right?
Man, well, we really appreciate that, man. I don't think I've ever gotten a concession on this show yet, so this is historic.
You might have just got sick of us, man. So you know what? I got other shit to do besides argue with you guys.
He said you made a really good point.
Yeah, I think he just realized that there's some really good points being made. And the evidence put forward isn't as strong as they, once previously thought. And it's like you can't you can't have a whole paradigm shift conversation, like live on the air or whatever. So he's probably gonna mull it over, think about it, and then obviously say you're wrong about everything or whatever. But maybe he won't.
I mean,
Well,
you don't know.
did you have any other stunning proofs that you live on a spinning space ball? We started with the one. That was a pretty good one. Was it just your geodetic surveying numbers? That's what proved it to you. Are you going to be a flat earther with us now, Larry?
Dude, did he just join the panel? Is he like debunking celestial phenomena now?
I wonder if he's still here. Been quiet a little bit.
I'd like to think he's still in all of us. You know what I mean? There's a little piece of Larry in all of us. He's still here.
Well, I mean, it's not like the Earth can be flat. I mean,
It
that's
only
kind of
measures,
ridiculous.
seems, looks that way. It couldn't possibly be that way, though.
You can get rid of the South Pole. More power to you.
Who's
What
that?
if we
What do
kept
you mean
it?
get rid of?
Shane, quickly, go full screen and get rid of the South Pole for my boy Larry here.
He's probably seen some of the stuff, man. If he hangs out in gems, he's definitely heard of the anti-flat earther rhetoric.
Well, I mean, can I just say this? I mean, if all of our navigation is just based off the magnetic field, and we do in fact have 2 poles over a flat map, then why can't we keep the South Pole? I just don't know. We haven't been over there.
Well, I mean, like here's like the regular pole, right? And then here's like the equatorial pole. It's gonna move out, like go over here, and then the South Pole coming up with nice little overlays from Stellarium, right? So there really is no need for a physical South Pole when it's just an optical convergence similar to the daytime, right? We get a daytime optical convergence that actually carries over to the nighttime. That's all it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess my question is always if someone was doing like science, they would make an observation of something, right? I mean, that would be part of it. And what I see people doing, like we make an observation of a still ground beneath our feet, solid, stable, not moving, at rest, not in motion, the ground. Everyone sees that the same way. And we can all imagine that it's rotating, but what I don't get is why would if someone's doing science, why would you make an observation and then immediately infer the opposite of your observation is true? That this Earth is rotating, even though nobody experiences the Earth rotating. It's an inference, an idea, but it's not observed.
Those bastards over at Modern Day Debate deleted all of the posts.
What?
I kind of figured they would. I bet you I'm banned on top of it too. And I have like 2 angry DMs from people who were like, "I'm a Discord bot. How dare you put that in the wrong?"
It was Oizen too. It's like that motherfucker.
Dude, I knew it would happen. Didn't matter. We got Larry anyway, which is great. Gem Pandas for the win, guys. I never thought I'd say that.
No, you guys were, but I'm not. I don't know anything about surveying, so I was learning there.
Honestly, I only read it because McToon put it up so much that it was frustrating to us. So we took down the 900-page document and went through it, and we started seeing stuff that were like, "Wait, this is slam dunk globe proof."
Well, I just think
yeah, but MC Toon asked me for a measurement of something that's at rest. Like it's like what I don't like. I don't know.
Can we just be genuine? Can we just be genuine and honest and be like, look, a lack of measuring motion is
same thing,
a measurement of rest.
It's at rest. Something you don't take a measurement of something that's like you don't measure the motion of something that's clearly not in motion. That's it kind of ruins the whole conversation with MC Toon, I think. But I think MC Toon will get stomped by the Tribune.
I just
dude, I think so too.
I have a way about doing things. That's
you do. You do.
It's a little different. So we're
I'm gonna get going, guys.
Joe, thanks for coming on and being entertaining as hell, man.
Yeah, dude, hilarious. Nice to meet you, dude. I never seen you before.
Computer. Yeah, you too.
You're cool shit, man.
Nice to meet you too. I heard you on. I think it was MC Toon's channel. Maybe that's where I heard you first.
Maybe that was my
Yeah.
first online appearance. It wasn't that many
Okay.
months ago, man.
Yeah, it was recent, but yeah, that's where I saw you. I liked what you were saying in there. And I liked
Nice.
you
Thank
how
you.
you carry yourself, you're not offensive how some people like troubling Tribune. I mean, phew,
Right.
no, I'm just kidding.
I
No, I
appreciate it,
appreciate your debate channel and everything you're doing, Tribune. So keep going, man.
Heck yeah, man. To the moon. All the way
To the moon and
dude. For real
Melodome.
this time.
Melodome. Gotta subscribe to Melodome and Mr. Tribune. Follow Mr. Tribune.
Yeah, you gotta follow the backup channel, guys. I gotta get to 1K very quickly, or else you're not gonna see any more TikTok True Earth debates, and those are some of the best ones. So
Okay, I'm spamming the chat just a couple times with that TikTok link. Go there and follow. All right. We'll see you guys.
Thanks,
Joe,
man.
Later, brother.
Have
thanks
a good
again for
night.
coming on, man.
Peace, G.
Yep. See ya.
Heck yeah, guys. We got like 20 minutes before I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So I'm gonna open up the floor, guys in the chat, guys in the panel. We have the one Globers here still, Larry. If you have any questions, queries, ponderies, now's the time to go ahead and take your shots.
I'll take this opportunity to get on out of here. I appreciate it. I learned a lot right there with that little debate. That was nice. I like it when it's a good back and forth, right? Like that. You can take it all in without all the toxic crap. And it was like a good dinner and a show because I was literally eating my dinner, just got home from work and was able to consume all of this knowledge. So I appreciate it, man. Troubling, you gotta keep crushing, brother. Space Audits, Shane, and guys, go sub the Effed Up World too.
Hell yeah.
Flat Gang, baby. All right, man. I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
Thanks for popping on and making it less awkward when we were just chilling for a long time with no Globers. That was really cool, dude.
For sure.
Peace,
for
Mello.
sure.
Later,
Later,
man.
guys.
Heck yeah. Next time we'll just like start in the Discord and then just pull everybody over and be like,
There are
"Hey,
a lot of Globers at Gems, man. If you've never been there, like it is the place to go for Globers.
I did
Thank
try
God
Do we
to-
for
just
having
go?
them.
Do we just go globe sniping and pick them out?
You
Yeah,
can.
I threw it in the
have
link.
Have them come on.
I tried.
I just randomly threw it.
So I tried to get Jim. I mean, it was like I thought we were having a pretty good conversation. I thought if we cut it and like left him wanting more, he'd want to come on over. But Ghost Town.
What's your name on Discord, Larry? Is it Larry Scott?
True Bill.
Oh man, I know you.
You do?
Yeah. Oh, fucking Ruhif.
Jesus.
Oh, you're shoe building. Yeah, you're already all in touch area and shit. Yeah, you're cool.
You're too late. We've
Alright.
already dismantled all the
Oh,
geodetic
fuck.
surveying arguments.
Dude, you missed it, Rue. We were talking theodolites and angles.
Larry
You-
Scott's
All your
a-
favorite nonsense, man.
Larry's a flat earther.
Yeah, I
now.
saw Larry in there. Larry's a better surveyor than me, obviously.
Well,
Well,
he's
good.
he said he's
Slam dunk then.
he said he's a flat earther now. So
Okay, fantastic.
are you
Yeah,
gonna
we-
join the flat side?
Yep, I am now a flat earther as well.
Nice.
Well, I mean,
I
you
just follow
can't.
Larry. Whatever Larry says, I just follow him.
There's this wonderful slam dunk meme that I had to correct for Bob, the science guy, who really freaked out. But this is actually Bob approved now. This measurement is totally okay with Bob, so this should probably bring you to our
Yeah.
side now, Ruhif. Yeah.
Now, Shane,
How-
how small are those angles there that Bob had you correct for, just for the so we can get the precision of the spherical excess to show the globularity of where we live?
Probably like only to like the thousandth of an arc second or something really big.
Oh.
Easily detectable, you
That's
know.
massive, dude.
So thousands of a degree of thousands. Nice.
Jimbo said he's working or he would have hopped on the debate. Jimbo's actually a cool Glober. Yeah, we were fucking with him earlier. You remember? He's
Jimbo's
chill.
cool.
Yeah, Jimbo's cool.
Heck yeah. I gotta
So
get like
Ru-
a Glober board, like just for all the good Globers, not the toxic ones. And that way, when we have these types of shows, I can just call on you all like with the bat signal or something. Just be like,
Yeah.
send
I'm
out
in
the
my
message.
car at my daughter's school. So,
Man,
Nice.
I thought you were
Well-
gonna be ready to debate, Ruhif.
I never gave a concrete yes or no. I would join if I could.
You said
Dirty,
ta.
dirty Glober.
Did BioDuel come in?
No,
he
didn't.
said he was playing poker.
He thought gambling money and wasting brain cells was more important.
Yeah, valid.
What can you do, right?
Uh,
You can lead
Dude,
a
I
horse
didn't-
to the true earth debate, but you can't make them join.
Look, Rue, if I switch sides, I'm a glober again. I believe this is real
Nice,
behind
man.
me now. 100%.
Nice.
Got me, dude.
Nice.
Look at it. It looks so real. That's how you know it's real.
Nice.
It looks so fake.
I've been wearing you down for the last 6 months, Shane.
It's been a long time.
Finally
man.
got there.
It feels like forever. Yeah.
Shane, if you zoom in closely, you can see reciprocal zenith angles being measured over there, proving the globularity.
Good.
All I know is I see globularity everywhere. It's like the globular nature of this picture is infecting me with inherent globularity.
Well,
And now I feel like a burning desire to share the globularity with others.
Well, obviously, if you
Yes.
just wake up and open your eyes, you'll see that everything in life is spherical.
That's true.
True.
You're not wrong.
Everything.
Vortexual, perhaps?
Right?
Some would
Toroidal
say.
even?
Oh, toroidal. Fantastic.
So my guess is, and I'm not going to do that anymore. I've been doing a lot of assumptions tonight. Don't want to be too globy, right? So what do you have for us today, man? Do you have anything new, or just join in
The
to see what's
usual.
up?
The usual.
Theodolite drop.
Yep. Measured drop with a theodolite. Done.
Rue,
Right.
you're on the wrong
Confirmed.
side of the car to be driving, brother.
Right? That's so scary. What are you guys doing over there?
First of all, it's a reverse camera. And yes, I'm on the right-hand side of the car.
Oh my god, you people are disgusting.
Right?
It's true.
Dude, not only are you antipodal to me, you're driving on the opposite side. Come on.
Well,
You just
hey,
wish you
Rue,
could do it.
while you're here real quick and you can see this background, what do you think of David Weiss's sun fade out videos where the sun doesn't actually set
Oh.
behind Earth curvature, it just kind of disappears into the
Blatant
horizon.
lie.
It's a
Blatant
lie.
from Dave Weiss. Yeah,
This is a
he
lie.
called it
So-
4K. Called it 4K footage, and what it is 4K, but he's just cropped out the fucking tiny bit of the sun, right?
How do you
So
know?
it's not what we're seeing is not 4K.
How do you know that?
Well, there's like 7
Oh, he
videos,
put it
not
on
just
a drone.
not just the one,
Yeah,
right?
it's drone
It's
footage
7
that he's
times the
cropped.
trick, though.
Eh?
He has like 7 videos, so not just like the one 4K sun fade out. I went and looked at the 7 videos and I made a compilation and I put it over here. This is the first one, but it goes through 7 other observations, right? So did he fake it 7 times or what? What do you think?
He probably sent up a drone 7 times and cropped it 7 times, yeah. But the one that I've seen that you've shown me, yeah, he said it's a 4K drone, right?
But doesn't
Yeah.
But
this
it's not zoomed into the sun.
doesn't this kind of like prove the point that I was making? Or you weren't here for it earlier, Ruhif, but I made the point that like anything that we bring up, any like positive evidence that we would bring towards the flat Earth claim would simply just be rejected on the grounds of either being called fake, being claimed that it doesn't take in all the factors into the observation, or that we're just simply mistaken in what we're seeing. So I mean, I think that that's a very fair
welcome to
point.
being a glober. Welcome to being a glober. Fuck.
Jeez, don't you think that creates like an unfalsifiable position though?
Yeah, I mean, there's you guys always say, prove the globe to us, and we show you all the evidence, and you just go nut for silly reasons. That's
Not
why I'm on a
fucking
push
off.
now to get you to provide predictions.
Silly
Like, what should you
reasons would
see if
be-
the Earth's flat, and what should you see if it's a globe?
So you can now. I respect your opinion to think that us thinking that NASA and all the space stations and industries are all fake and hoax and us pulling the fast one. That's totally within your right. But when it comes down to the hardcore scientific evidence of the globe, I mean, basically what we're dealing with is an issue of measurement, right? Before anything else, we're dealing with an issue of measurement. And at the end of the day, I mean, I think you have to acknowledge that a theodolite dip is a indirect measurement of the Earth curvature, if any. There are no direct.
Indirect?
Correct.
In
that you're
it
seeing
depends what you mean by indirect or direct. Like, I call it direct.
So you would call it
I'm
direct
measuring the drop.
Yeah, you would call it direct because of you're physically doing a measurement or a measurement of an angle. However, it's not. You're not actually measuring the Earth's the Earth's surface itself and the curvosity of it. What you're doing is you're measuring the amount that the horizon dips in the distance, and then you're making an inference off of that, which would be an indirect measurement by definition.
Well, it depends what we each mean by direct and indirect. I think it's a direct measurement of the drop. due to curvature.
So that's literally in the definition. When you look up what direct versus indirect measurement means, an indirect measurement is when you're inferring the measurement based on other things. A direct measurement is when you're actually measuring it. So like if you had an actual, and this is going to sound like to be exaggerant to the point, if I take a tape measure and I measure the actual distance of my laptop, then I've actually have a direct measurement of how big my laptop is. But
Right.
if I have if I'm looking at it in the distance and I'm saying, okay, this laptop is less than 1 arc second large, and we see another building in the distance that's this large, then I can infer that this laptop is approximately yay big. That's an indirect measurement, and that's all that the globe has.
So you would call, if I knew the distance to an object and I measure its angular size, would you then say that its actual size is an indirect measurement? I would call it a calculation, but it's still
If
it's
you
still a measurement.
If you calculate it, then it's an indirect measurement by definition.
Oh, yeah, well, I think we just disagree on what that means. So, you can call it indirect, I'll call it direct. Doesn't matter.
I mean, we don't have to keep arguing semantics, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think everybody gets exactly what I mean, though. I mean, you're calculating it, you're not actually measuring it.
Well, that was my, if I travel 60 kilometers, right, and it takes 1 hour, is it a measurement that I've traveled 60 kilometers per hour? Is my speed a measurement, or is it a calculation?
Speed,
or is it both?
Speed would be a measurement.
Okay, but I've got there because I measured the distance that I went and I measured the time.
Directly.
But is speed a measurement or a calculation?
Fairly good point, actually.
Oh, no.
That's a fairly good point. I gotta give it to him.
Dude, I was just thinking, oh shit.
But hold on, wait a second.
I didn't
wait. Speed is a measurement, though. Yeah. And because you don't actually have to calculate for the speed, you can actually just observe it, right? It is something that you can measure directly.
How so?
So you can measure
speed. How do you measure speed?
So exactly like you just said, it's the amount of space that you move in the amount of time that you move. So you can just
you make two measurements, do a calculation.
Yeah, you can so you can calculate somebody's speed based on
that. So you can't measure it. You can only calculate.
You can't measure it.
Yeah, he's saying that that's what I think you're saying, but that's not true. You can just measure somebody's speed and not just calculate it. You can observe somebody moving 40 miles an hour. That's how.
How?
Wow.
How do you measure someone's speed?
I mean, what's a radar gun?
Yeah, radar gun is firing something back and forth, right? It's measuring the time.
The same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Measuring the time. You've got two variables to the calculation. You got the speed of light and the time it takes, and therefore the distance.
Oh, by the way, look over here. If this is number 6, see, doing the same thing. Another example.
It looks exactly the same. He's taken actual 4K footage, cropped the fuck out of it, and you can't still then call that 4K.
Hold on, dude. How do you take a sun that's setting because I'm rocketing backwards faster than the speed of sound, it's only appearing to set below the physical Earth curve? How do you say that actually that's still happening, but it's just poofing out into the nothingness behind it at the same time? What do you mean? It's just like,
I didn't follow that.
Literally, this video is called the sun fade out, where it doesn't set by going below the Earth curve. It sets by just going into the opaqueness and disappearing, right?
Right, but he's not focused. He's not focused. He's got a huge field of view.
So is he hiding the Earth curve and the peripheral of the camera that he cut out?
It's not focused, and there's no resolution.
It's not.
That's why I call it a lie, because he's calling it 4K footage, and technically he did set up a drone with a 4K camera on it, but the camera's got some 120 degrees field of view or something, and all he's done is cropped out the sun. Can't call that 4K.
But why is it setting by poofing away into nothingness instead of going behind physical Earth curve? That's the main point, right?
Yeah, no focus, no resolution.
So you're saying it actually is doing that. It just looks entirely like it's not, and it's trickery.
Yeah, if he had an actual camera, zoomed in on the sun with a filter or whatever and filmed it, it would be a semicircle going under the horizon.
So this actually is a semicircle under the horizon. It just looks like a near full circle dissipating into nothingness.
Right. Yeah, because
I
it's
just
not
want to keep
focused
saying
and you
it because
don't have
I'm really
resolution.
Hey, if
Yeah.
just to let you know, I'm stuck on the display capture, so my hands are kind of tied. But Effed Up World is dropping some cool videos in the chat. If either you, Alan, or Shane want to grab them and do like a screen share.
I can't screen share at the moment. I'm on spotty internet connection, but my boy Shane's got that. Got it on
Shane,
lock.
the man.
Yeah, I don't know how. Oh, you disabled screen sharing though. You super host you.
I didn't do that. What?
Super host.
I can't disable. It says one participant can share at a time. Yeah, it's perfect.
Says host disabled participant screen share.
I didn't.
That's the method I get. Yeah.
You're not just saying that, are you?
I wouldn't do that to you, man.
I
It's
really
like, oh
don't
no,
wanna-
it's not working.
I
Sorry,
really don't
guys.
wanna
I
do
can't help.
it. That's some funny stuff.
All right, Shane, you're gonna have to put it on your background and just go full screen.
Right? Dude, I can do that actually surprisingly quickly though. Right? By the time you figure it out, I could possibly do
There
that.
we go. Now I have it so multiple participants can do it. Maybe that'll change something for you.
There it is. You got it. You nailed
Alright.
it. All right, so let's go back to the actual video.
Here we go.
Share with sound, because why not? Put it on sound, and then how does this screw up your stream?
Whatever it is, welcome to Flat Earth.
I nailed it.
Nice.
Can your stream see this though?
I can see
it's
it on
it's
Zoom.
coming through.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a nice one.
Yeah, man.
It's only 2K though, so it's probably not good enough for Ruhif, guys.
I don't think
Try
it would
again.
matter.
No,
I really don't
You're
think
missing the
it'll
point.
I'm
calls
potentially
it 2K, calls it 2K or 4K, then crops the fuck out of it.
Look at that.
You can't then call it 4K. He's not
Dude,
focused or zoomed
This
in.
isn't cropped, dude. This is the sun just disappearing into the distance.
somebody just showed it from full vantage point, not going behind physical Earth curve. This is a fantastic find. Who said this? Whoever you are, thank you.
This is
That was
World.
Effed Up World,
Joe,
Effed Up World,
man,
man.
for the win.
aka
Yeah, that dude is
Joey Waller.
hilarious.
I'm gonna post this on my TikTok and get a ton of views.
Sniped. So, all right, Ruhif. So we'll just go back and watch it again, right? So here's the sun, right? The full circle
Right.
sun, and then watch it disappear without removing the circle. There's no half circle.
He's not focused. He's not zoomed in.
Well, you said you was zoomed in too far before, and then you said he cropped it.
No,
Now
no,
we're
he
zoomed
cropped
way
it.
the fuck out, and
He
you're like,
didn't
no, what?
zoom
It's not
in.
close enough.
Just be honest and just
He
tell us
didn't-
that there's
He
nothing that
didn't
we can
zoom
show
in.
you.
No, he didn't zoom in. He cropped it. Didn't zoom in. Didn't focus on the sun. He
We're
just
talking
cropped
about-
it and claimed 4K.
This is from some dude called DJ
We're talking about the new video, bro.
Mavic Pro.
Yeah. If I turn my thing sideways, do I go sideways in the zoom? Oh, there we go.
You're good. Fixed it.
Is that better?
Now who's
All right.
nuh-uhing?
Looks
This is-
good.
This is just a hard nuh-uh, Ruhif.
I can almost see up your nose this
Oh,
close. Now we're
he's-
doing good.
This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Zoom in on the sun. Zoom in and focus on the sun, and then I'll take it seriously.
But you said it.
We
I don't get it, man.
we just zoomed in on the sun, Ruhif. Yeah, I'm gonna do this real fast.
No, you
real quick.
didn't zoom in. He cropped it. He didn't zoom in. He didn't change focal length. He just cropped it.
So about
you
100
understand
more
the
of those,
difference?
and we're cool.
Oh.
1,000 more.
Exasperated side. Well, while we're sharing here, let's just look at this video that I have in my background, real nice, and we'll look at the part. Literally, there's like a 2K, a 4K, and then there's one at the end that I really wanted to get your opinion on because he uses a solar filter to show it.
Effed Up World sent another sunset. If you want to grab that as well.
Have you seen the one that Iru has? He has a bunch of them that are really good sunsets.
Right.
This one has a solar filter too, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand it's with a solar filter.
Hey, it's all.
He's on a fucking Mavic. He's on a Mavic drone. He can't zoom in or focus.
Okay, well now
He's
this is
just cropping it.
You're just
so
a
now this
hater.
is not Weiss, and now this is the second one.
Yeah,
Dude,
again.
look at
It's a
this.
drone again. He can't zoom in, for fuck's sake.
But why isn't this sun
Do you not get it?
disappearing behind Earth curve, Ruhif? I'm not getting it at all, buddy. To be honest,
It will.
This is supposed to
It
disappear
will
behind
if
Earth
you
curve,
zoom in and focus.
but it didn't. There it is. We see it, right?
this-
There it is.
hold on, is
There
this-
it goes,
Is
and
this
poof,
the
it's
same
gone. Where'd the
argument?
Earth curve?
Hold on, is this the same argument
Zoom
as the
in
sinking
and
ships? Is
focus.
this like, no, the ship didn't disappear over the horizon yet. You got to keep zooming in, and then it will disappear over the curve.
That's what
No,
I
if
just
you want to
heard.
see an accurate shape of the sun, focus on it and zoom in.
So back
Don't
to
have some
solar.
fucking 100-degree field of view and a drone.
So
you
so
can't
back to
zoom in
solar
with.
filter. Then we're gonna just do this then, right? Probably.
Solar filter's fine.
Okay.
It's not going to help if you can't zoom in though.
Oh my god. How far do you think that sun is away from the observer?
93 million, give or
93 million
take.
miles.
No, like general position. No,
That
like
was a gimme and a
So
layup.
that's the lie.
Hold on,
That's the lie. He did not zoom in.
I mean the general position, like over the Earth. Like how far do you think it
Oh.
would be?
I need him.
Like halfway across the Earth, a quarter of the way across
It's
the Earth.
usually about 6,000 miles ish.
6,000.
Usually about 6,000 miles.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! So you think that
At sunrise and
that
sunset.
sunset is 6,000 miles away, and you still want us to zoom in, and that will
No.
somehow
The sun is 93 million miles away,
Here
but
is
the
zoomed in.
point over the ground, the subsolar point, is usually about 6,000 miles.
What about this one? And it's shrinking size too.
Yeah. When he said he zoomed in, are you sure he zoomed in and didn't crop it?
Would you just assert that he did, regardless of what we showed?
I know
Honestly.
that Dave Weiss didn't zoom in. He cropped it.
This
So
is
look,
just a
here it
fade
is.
in.
Here it is going away, Ruhif. Look, you see how it's there? You see how it's not being
Yep.
obscured by Earth curve currently? You see how it's
I
going away
understand.
and it's dissipating? Look, a light
Yep.
attenuation is taking place and actually poof, it's gone, no Earth curve required. This is like a conundrum for
Yep.
me and my globe belief.
I am shocked.
How about you go out with an actual camera, a zoom camera, not a drone with
So that's still not
even
good
though it's a 4K drone, you can't zoom in on it.
Wait, that's zoomed
Right.
in.
No, it's not. It's
This is
cropped.
zoom the
Do you
fuck in,
understand the
dude.
difference between cropped and zoom?
Bro, that's hella zoomed in.
That's zoomed, bro.
How would I
It's
zoom
not
without
zoomed
cropping?
in.
How would I zoom into the sun and still
Fuck.
get 180 degrees of horizon, dude?
But it's already
That
6,000
seems to
miles
be what
away.
you want.
It should already be
changing
over
your
the Earth
focal
curve.
length. Zooming is changing your focal length. Right? This
Mountain-
is not changing focal length. It's just cropping the video that you already have.
Mountains disappear at like 250 miles and 250 miles, and you're saying that the sun is 6,000 miles away, and it's still not going over the horizon?
Over the ground. Over the ground. Yeah, the subsolar point is about 6,000 miles away.
How far away would you reckon that sun is away from the observer in that observation?
93 million miles.
No, I mean
93 million miles.
You know what I mean, man. Ground position over the
Yeah.
Earth.
Okay. So the subsolar point is roughly 6,000 miles away.
Dude, this one is great. I'm just gonna keep looking at it. I'm gonna steal this one.
I'm just
Thanks for showing me.
confused.
This is
Why do you
great.
want us to zoom in exactly?
If you zoom in and focus on the sun, you'll see its actual shape. And you'll see that it, semicircle goes underneath the horizon.
So it
So this is
would
the one-
never mush into itself and do that.
Dude, this is literally zoomed in with a solar filter.
It's
It's
not
meeting
zoomed
all of
in.
your prerequisites, and you're still
It's
like
not
hard nah.
zoomed in.
How much more?
It's not
dimensions
zoomed
we
in.
need?
If we show you one that's
It's
zoomed
not
in, you're
zoomed
just
in.
going to claim that it's cropped. I mean, how do you know?
I know that Dave Weiss is cropped. These ones look identical, so they're probably cropped
These-
as well.
You're just
These are all from Dave Weiss. Yeah,
Okay,
there's
they're
like 6
probably
or
all
7 of them.
all cropped. Yeah.
This compilation that I put up is definitely from all Dave Weiss, but the two that we just
Right.
found were not.
How about you
from
guys
Dave Weiss.
We're going with
explain
the
to
fake-
me
we're going
what
with
is
the
the
fake
difference?
assumption.
Yeah.
Got it.
What is the difference? Can you guys explain what the difference is between cropping and zooming?
Yeah,
Cropping, you're cutting some out, and zooming, you're what? You're making it bigger, so you're increasing the angular resolution of the pixels
Yeah,
of a
you're
specific area.
actually changing the focal length of your lens. Right?
Are you cropping from your camera?
Nothing. You've just got a big video and you're drawing a little rectangle saying, I want that part. That's cropping.
Yeah, we know that. We know what cropping is.
Okay. So I want a zoomed image with a solar filter. You may not need one at sunset or sunrise. But focus, zoom.
Well, I mean, like, so this was
See it.
preemptively trying to, handle the nuh-ahs and corral them. He did zoomed, not zoomed, zoomed in, forward, backwards, slow, fast, solar filter, no solar filter. And I thought this was like, this was it.
Holding
This
one
was a slam
leg
dunk.
and doing a handstand while wearing a hat.
Every which way he did it, dude.
Right.
And still, we got King of the Globers Ruhif saying big fat nah.
McToon would be
Yep.
the king of the Globers, I thought.
What does that make Ruhif? Like the prince?
I don't know. Maybe the gesture.
The chief ball washer.
That the royal ass wiper.
Shit. That's a shit job, I heard.
That's a good one. I don't know if McToon's the king. So that's tomorrow then for you and McToon. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it should be
You
fun.
doing a full-on debate tribune, or are you just
Full on,
casually
dude.
showing up to dunk, or what's
No,
up?
it's not a casual show up at all. He actually reached out to me on TikTok, and I was happy to accept. I think it's a badge of honor to get invited to, somebody that is apparently where all the Globers are getting their arguments from, according to a few of them. So, Ruhif,
Dude,
is that
honestly,
Nice,
true?
man.
Do you
That's
get
dope.
do you get all your
Honestly-
arguments from McToon?
No, the Mavic 2 Pro has a maximum focal length of 48 millimeters. The end.
You're a focal length.
Globe proof, if you nailed it, dude. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yo, troubling. So, any topic restrictions, or are you just going hard, or?
Yeah, let's just fucking go in it, man. I don't need topic
you-
restrictions.
You'd
Nice,
think it'd be a
nice.
badge of honor, dude, but McToon found me on my a YouTube channel that had 4 subs
Why would
on
you
a video
why
that
you
had
guys
2
take this away
views,
from me?
and one of them was his comment going, "I challenge you to a debate." So I don't know, maybe
He thought you
it's
were
a-
smart, dude. He thought you were
Dude, he
smart.
saw
and
the
would provide-
potential.
He. So look, I'll just be honest. I mean, yeah, he does pick up some not so great flat earthers, to dunk on. But he also is running a channel, and I believe that he wants to have a very entertaining show. And just like myself, I could just bring on dumb Globers and just dunk on them all the time and just make fun of them and all that stuff. But it's just, for one, it's not very me, and it's not very entertaining, to do.
Yeah.
The people want to
Nobody
see.
wants to see that.
Our group wants to see a good conversation. They want to see, good dynamic and good info going across, and we want to think about things that we haven't, thought about before. This, when we engage in these, we're really, really hungry for, new information, new arguments, and new ways to look at stuff. So I just appreciate, I appreciate people like yourself, Ruhif, people like Larry, coming on and actually dealing with the points directly, and not just, God damn, dude, modern day debate was so bad with the amount of red herrings and begging the questions. And it's like, we can't have a conversation about the point that I want addressed, because for whatever reason you think that even addressing the point is somehow admitting defeat. And it just doesn't make any sense. I just want to know, right? I'm not an expert in any of these fields. But
Cool.
anyway,
Yeah, we appreciate Ruhif. I remember when I first
Go
saw
back
Ruhif,
to the-
dude, on the McToon show. I was like, that guy, he's not a douchebag. We should talk to him. Dude, and then I
on
sought him
the
out.
debate.
Yeah, well, on the Celestial Navigation that you put out on a month after I went on McToon. That's how I ended up meeting you. And then I
Nice.
chased you down in
That's
Discord
right.
and found you in a
Yes.
room. It was like, you're Ruhif. Teach me how to Celestial Nav. You were like, nah, I'm
And I
playing
said,
poker,
hey,
bitch.
Shane.
You were like,
I
I'm
said,
playing
that's
poker,
Shane.
bitch.
He's not a fuckwit.
yeah, say that.
Anyway, sorry, the Dave Weiss videos, all right? The sun is half a degree wide. So how wide is that total video, right? It's only like, I don't know, 4 or 5 degrees wide.
It's an interesting
clearly
avenue
not-
for an argument, honestly. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting
he's
solar filter,
not
solar filter,
zooming.
solar filter, and I was gonna get you with, oh, well, the last one has solar filter, but you didn't go there.
No, the longest focal length on a Mavic Pro is 48 millimeters, which is fuck all.
That's enough to
I don't even know what that
obscure
equates to.
Earth curve directly under the lens, probably, right? It just
How
buries
about-
the Earth curve right about here.
Yeah, if you get a camera, decent, like fucking P900 will do, with or without solar filter, should be okay at sunset, sunrise. Yeah, you'll see a nice semicircle sunset
I
or
mean,
sunrise.
man, it's just, I know that you're saying the
So-
thing about the focal length, and I'm not an expert, but it's like, man, how the camera sees, for the most part, what the eye sees. And so it's like, how would the
No, that camera shows Earth curve. I just missed it, dude. I get it.
how does the
I've got a shitty video.
what is the focal length of the human eye?
Your eyes have varying focal lengths. Like you can focus on things in the distance, and then
What's the
Yeah.
max? I guess would be the better question.
no idea. Google it,
Dude.
I guess.
What about the green flash sunsets, Ruhif? We can just go with those. 'Cause
Very cool.
I think that these ones that I'm showing you are just a different overland version variant of the green flash sunset. I think in the right conditions over water, the green flash is just a different version of this sun fade out. It doesn't quite recede beyond your supposed physical Earth geometric horizon. It poofs out before that, and the sun here is doing something similar without the green flash, man.
So,
Yeah.
I got to address this point, man. I'm really glad I Googled this. Our eyes focal length is approximately only 22 millimeters. So, and you're saying the Maverick has
Does
how
it
much?
change?
And you're saying the Maverick
48.
has 48?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so the
that'd be a
camera's better than the human
yeah.
eye. The human eye is perceiving the sunsets. Maybe that's just a problem with our focal length, right?
No, you want a longer focal length. Like get a P900 and watch the sun rise or set.
But if we can determine sunset with our eyes and that's like far enough, then why can't the camera determine the sunset at the 48 millimeter focal length? I'm just
Yeah,
confused.
I
on
don't
why
think
it's...
I don't think your eyes can determine the shape of the sun as it sets.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess. I guess, but
maybe
I'm pretty sure
my
that
eyes are shit.
all of the people saying it, I mean, have obviously seen it. That's why they would say it. It's not just something that people just say
Yeah.
just because, right? We see apparently we've seen the sunset. But I've always kind of thought it was an optical effect anyway, because you see stuff like behind Shane there, where the sun is clearly
Yeah.
like it has a little platform, little pillar. But
This is
Anyway,
a Rakia Life video.
Yeah, there you go. That's zoomed in and yeah, well focused.
Well, this is going to be a green flash one though, right? So it's going to just about crest, then it's going to go here, then it's going to poof into nothing and disappear into the horizon like every sunset does. Boy, that's a horrible angle, huh?
the explanation
Yeah,
for
maybe
that, Shane, is atmospheric ducting.
Atmospheric what now?
Ducting.
What nonsense? What?
The
Ducting?
duct. It's a duct of temperature that the path of the light of the sun is traveling perfectly around the curvature of the Earth to give you that effect.
Did you
Oh,
just
the
read
That is
green
what
that?
flash?
ducting is,
You just
but
read that,
I
didn't
don't
you?
see. Does the green flash require ducting? I didn't think it did.
No,
It
it's not.
requires like specific circumstances, yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go
All
pee
right,
real
throw into
quick,
it.
and
Yeah.
then you can see it. It's gonna be
All
perfect.
right, I'm going to go in 5 minutes.
Yeah, no worries.
And,
We're
get
gonna
my
call
daughter.
it a show after that.
Yep.
I love this sunset. This is
But
one
yeah.
of my favorite ones. Look how huge
Get a
it is, dude.
P900, zoom in, focus on the sun. It'll be a circle, semicircle.
It's freaking huge. And people try to say that atmospheric magnification isn't a thing. It was a glober who tried to say that the sun always stays the same size. And I'm like, no, it definitely gets bigger sometimes at the horizon along with the moon. And they're like, no, that doesn't happen. That's an optical illusion. I'm like, yeah, sure.
All right. No, the sun the sun and the moon squash vertically. They squash vertically at sunrise and sunset, but the width of it doesn't really change. So with this illusion of saying, oh, the moon was huge on the horizon, show me a measurement.
Yeah, the only thing I'd use to measure it's probably like that piece of paper with the circle in it. So that's what they did in school. Is like you just hold it out so far, and
Yeah,
that's
it's
how
not
you
an
can
accurate
determine
measurement
it.
though.
No, fuck
Yeah, take a photo with a P900. It'll record the focal length on the EXIF data, and you can use the focal length to work out the angular size of the moon.
That was a beautiful flash.
Or you can use a theodolite.
That's
Say
the
again?
kind of flash that I can receive and my girl not get mad.
Ah,
Cool.
there we go. So you missed Shoebill earlier coming in, Ruhif, and I think like
Shoebill. I
conceding
know him.
defeat and like immediately saying that the Earth is flat or something. I may be paraphrasing.
He cried a little bit, but we won't hold it against him. It was pretty emotional, I'm sure.
I didn't know that was Shoebill though. He came in as like his real name, Larry something. I didn't know he was a Larry. Which is
Who was
cool.
it?
Larry Bird.
I forget his name. I forget his last name.
Oh, Larry Scott.
There you go.
That's
No,
close.
But he's like, I'm a geodetic surveyor. I'm like, oh boy, I haven't talked to one of those.
Shane was like, yeah, I've been saving questions. I have things written down that I'm going to read to you.
Well, dude, it was a good question, right? Ended up being exactly right.
Yeah.
He's like, no,
He's like, nah,
fine,
nah,
okay, you got me.
nah, it doesn't work that way. Okay, so anyway, we use the stars. You guys are doing it again. You guys are doing the thing. Yeah.
I think I actually practiced on him when I was first doing the Southern Star Trails presentation. He was one of the globers that I like tested before going full blown crazy right into gems.
hurry up with
yeah?
your video so I can see the green flash.
Oh my god.
Fast forward it.
Okay.
I know that
This is green flash, bro.
Andrew Thomas Young has a whole tutorial on how it happens.
I cheated.
I'll have
Look,
to read it properly.
I spliced it to a 20-second clip where it just flashes over and over again, and I move my fat ass out of the way. How cool am I, guys?
Nice.
You're a great guy, Shane.
Wow.
All right?
I'm
Taking care of business.
thoroughly impressed.
I edited on the fly for that one.
Very green.
That is
Oh, I fucking
literally.
missed it. Shut up, Alan. Go back.
It'll repeat. It's only 20 seconds.
All right,
So
okay.
it's on a loop. It's on a loop.
It's on a loop now.
I
We
know, but
nailed
you
it.
you talked as soon as it was about to flash.
Oh, my
were
bad.
you trying to hear it? What happened?
You know,
I was trying to see it, but then
is
Alan
that-
talked and
Ruhif,
it
is
got
that-
his screen up.
Is that
So
sun
again-
disappearing behind the curvature of the Earth?
Well,
The
the
sun does,
argument,
yes, yeah.
some of it does, right? But I'm thinking that the one that I'm going to be quiet so you can see it.
No, you talk. You talk, Shane. You keep talking.
Oh, okay. I think that this is the actual example of something happening that we're just showing you. The compilation sun fade out is just a different iteration of something like this. So you accept this one and you think it's cool and great, but you totally deny and say the other are 6 episodes of fakery. I'm just saying, like, why, right?
Yep.
Maybe argue differently because this one's totally cool in your
Sure.
paradigm, right? It literally like poofs out of existence in a green flash of light, and you're like, that's
No, it doesn't.
scientifically fine. Watch.
There's a small Imperial Mirage.
You know what I keep
Ooh.
thinking of when I watch this is the Pirates of the Caribbean thing where they go into the green flash. You know what I mean? There it is, the green. Poof. It's
That's
the
the
last
portal
little
to
bit
the
of a red
underworld.
horizon ends up rendering green, I think.
That's a portal to the underworld. Don't let them fool you.
It's actually the portal
I'm
of the
gonna go
sun
and
goes
get
into
my,
green out.
I'm going to go fetch my daughter out of the classroom.
Okay, so that
He-
sun didn't
so-
disappear behind the curvature, though.
Yes,
Was
it
there-
did. There was
the
an Inferior Mirage,
the
but
ref-
yeah.
refraction
still
was
sunset.
just perfect enough to make it to where we could still see it till it faded out, or I don't get what's.
What do you mean?
It's a.
I don't understand why people, Taboo Conspiracy and you keep saying this perfect refraction. I don't understand what that means.
I mean, you're saying it's a mirage. So I'm just confused on what. I mean, am I just confused on the definitions? I mean, refraction is a mirage, is it not?
Mirages are refraction, but refraction is not necessarily mirage.
Okay, but if we're seeing a mirage, we're seeing refraction.
Yes.
Okay, so,
An inferior mirage is upward refraction, and a superior mirage where you see something inverted above the actual object.
What
That's a superior mirage.
Basically, what the claim is that the refraction here is working out to where we're seeing the sun fade off into the distance instead of set like we normally do.
You see an inferior mirage, so it looks like a very long oval kind of going into nothing. Yeah. The inferior mirage is just a mirror close to the surface.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into that.
Yeah.
To me,
Anyway,
it
I
just
gotta
looks
go.
like the sun's fading
Thank
into
you.
nothing.
Good to see you, Ruhif, as always.
All right.
Peace, Rue.
I'll be back in a couple of hours. All right. See you.
We'll probably be out of here, but join us on Discord.
Always join you on. You can't keep him out of Discord, dude.
Dude, the after party or whatever on Discord.
I mean,
That's-
probably for me. I don't know what Tribune's doing.
I'll probably join for a bit, but I gotta spend just a little bit of time with my family, and then I'll be back. But I think that's a good as time as any to go ahead and call the show. Panel, thank you guys for joining me to the end. Shane, thanks for helping me flat smack a good deal tonight.
That was fun, man.
Any final words?
Dude, the flat Earth community is like the coolest people that I know. Honestly, like no fanfare. Everyone that I meet that's on this side, not only are they already seeing things the way I do and arguing all points that I'm arguing, but they're like the coolest, most like genuine, like funny, kind, and generous giving people. And the people that just popped on that I just met for the first time are now some like I'm gonna go pursue them and be new friends. So this is cool. Thanks for the opportunity and thanks for the connect to the community, Tribune.
Heck yeah, anytime. That's what it's all about. And thanks for helping me out with the Zoom platform. Alan, Space Audits, you're up.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having a great time, man. It's I just recently kind of started getting into the community and branching out and meeting other people and stuff and hanging out on Discords and talking and yeah, literally just making lifelong friends, people that like when you don't talk to for a few days, you're like, man, I wonder what that guy's up to because it's just you've made such a good connection with people and you're having such a good time. So yeah, it's been great and I really like your platform. You're doing great, kid. As they say in show business or whatever, you're killing it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing your platform grow and your back. I made a TikTok to follow you earlier so we can get that back up. So we can get that back up. Dude, it is because I had to sign in through Google and click.
I know.
Dude.
He likes you a lot.
Dude,
damn.
Like I don't do that for anyone. So, just a shout out to Tribune, buy this dude a coffee on buyacoffee.com or whatever that website is and or send him Cash App money.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. You guys can't tell, but I switched the astronaut transition screen on for the people on YouTube and Rockfin because we're about to go ahead and play some music, and I didn't want to screen share anymore for that. But I definitely appreciate you shouting that out. Guys, the support really does help. This is definitely a full-time position to be able to do the research, provide the edits, and refine these arguments. So I definitely appreciate the support. There are multiple ways to do so. You can do Cash App. MrTribune is the best way. Buy me a coffee, second best way. And then the all-time favorite best way is to just subscribe at Rockfin so that you support not only myself, but everybody else over there as well, including our good friend Shane over here. With that, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Let me do a very brief shout out for the folks over on YouTube. We have Nuba, OVC, Live Music, Setneg, Mitch. We have FE Nation, Nominal, and One Neo, and Lord Racer, and F'd Up World. If I'm forgetting anybody, I apologize. There's a lot of healthy conversation in here. Gary with Mega Globers, we do appreciate you. Even in the chat, feel free to continue to join up, and we will keep having good conversations. Let's go ahead and see who's over on the Rockfin. We got Adam Mac Talman. We appreciate you joining us. That's a new name for me, I believe. And we also have Shane St. Pierre. Nice, chatting it up over on the Rockfin. I see Wayne Lopez. That's an ad. Kevin, RG, Andrew B. All right, I think that is everybody, guys. We really appreciate it. Let me go ahead and, of course, get this song pulled up for you. What are we going to end with? I think I know. I think I know, guys. It's just going to be 1 second. There we go. All right, folks. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. Don't forget to catch me tomorrow night on McToon. I believe that's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then Wednesday, 5 p.m. for the Melodome members-only stream. Until then, I appreciate you all. Check out the merch store. Peace out.